welcome everyone to the Stony Brook Arena here in Stony Brook, New York. Getting ready for a men's basketball matchup between the Seawolves and the Hampton Pirates on WSB, not 90.1 FM, but our YouTube Sports page. The Seawolves coming into this game 16-11 overall, 8-6 in conference play. The Pirates 12-5 and 6-8 in conference play. So bit of a flip right there in the conference standings between Stony Brook and Hampton. And it's definitely going to be an important game for both sides because, well, Kevin, as we know, Stony Brook is in the fray right now for a top 4 spot, and this feels like a must-win game if they want to keep control of their own destiny.
Yeah, next 2 games, I mean, you can't look ahead, but next 2 games you got Hofstra and also Monmouth, 2 teams that are right there with Stony Brook. So this is going to be a good matchup. Hopefully not a trap game. I know Hampton beat Stony Brook at their home building a month ago. And
that's the important thing that I want to point out about this Hampton squad. It's the fact that they are 9-1 at home, but 2-10 on the road this year. They do not have a road victory in conference play, so that would have to change in order for them to take the 2-0 sweep against the Seawolves.
Yeah, funny thing, they were actually on ESPN, I think, a week and a half ago, the HCBU Classic. But yeah, it should be a good matchup. They got the best of Stony Brook, but the Seawolves have been hot, especially here at home. So bad road team, good home team. Hopefully back of the baseball card comes out true today.
And the other thing that you definitely got to mention about Stony Brook then versus now is the offensive production is much, much better, largely due to the appearance of Andre Shoshkik as another top-end scoring option. When they played Hampton the first time, that was really the stretch where Andre had yet to find his footing. He would score 4 points, 5 points, might go off a game to score 19, but recently it's felt like 10 or more every single night with the high-end scoring games still there as well.
Yeah, a lot of these teams have been the same story. They haven't seen Andre Shoshkik, and he's been one of the key performers for Stony Brook, taking over that point guard role. So let's see what he has in store tonight. Got off to a little slow start last game, but finished with a flurry with some huge steal and a couple big threes.
And also, Kevin, not to say that this is something that Stony Brook would have made Stony Brook play worse, but at that point in the year, a lot of people were still expecting Colin O'Connor to come back into the lineup, so it felt like a little bit of a waiting game. But they obviously learned soon that they weren't going to have him back at all, and that's really when I felt a switch flip with this team.
Yeah, there was times when
they could no longer wait. They had to play better then.
Yeah, there was times when Coach Ford wouldn't even play him in the second half. He didn't like what he saw in the first half. He'd ride with somebody else. Like even Toby got some looks, and Simmons, and Jonah Butler. But Coach Ford's really entrusted a lot of trust in this freshman.
And Stony Brook, not a lot of home games remaining this year, Kevin. It's just this one and then the one against Towson on a Tuesday of all days. Obviously, they get to play a couple of close games against Monmouth and Hofstra, not too far of a trip over to Long Branch, New Jersey. And obviously, Hempstead is practically in their backyard.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one. If both teams can continue their winning ways, that'd be a real, looking at a really classic game, fighting for that 4 spot.
Stony Brook has won the last 4 matchups against the Pride, but that's next week's conversation. We still got to be in the present right now against the Hampton Pirates. Once again, Hampton 12-15 coming into this matchup, 6-8 in conference play. The Seawolves 16-11, 8-6 in conference play. As I will turn it over to the PA announcer here at the Stony Brook Arena, getting ready for tip-off.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to Stony Brook Arena for Seawolves SummerSlam. Today's Coastal Association men's basketball contest, which is in Hampton University Pirates, and the Stony Brook Seawolves. Ladies and gentlemen, in accordance with the February Summer please rise to the table and play Lift Your Voice and Sing.
Lift every voice and sing till earth and heaven ring, ring with
The Spirit of Stony Brook. And today's starting lineups. First, representing Hampton Pirates. At ball.
Through the national anthem, as well as lift every voice in sing to celebrate Black History Month here at the Stony Brook Arena. Now turning our attention to the starting lineups for either side. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Kevin Wigan. Matt Mankiewicz will be taking us through the halftime break as well. And the starting lineup, a lot of what we expect from the Seawolves: Eric Pratt, Rob Brown, Andre Shoshkeek, Rich Goods, and Quinn Gorman. On the other side, it's Williams, Stuthers, Johnson, Long, and number 23, and probably the biggest problem for the Seawolves today, coming in at 7 foot 275 pounds, Ogundele. So he's definitely going to be a problem for a team that has struggled against bigs a little bit in conference play. Remember, Patrick Wessler was supposed to be the same thing, but they did shut him down against UNCW. They might have to do that here. But Kevin, one more name that I want to throw out that definitely was a problem when Stony Brook played him last time was Xavier Long, averaging just underneath a double-double so far this season. He leads the conference in double-doubles, and he could just once again punish Stony Brook off the glass.
Yeah, Richard Goods has got his hands full tonight, so hopefully Ole Koinetz can play some successful minutes off the bench too to help him out. But Richard Goods is always up to a challenge. The big man for us, he's a big man as well. He's a little bit undersized, but he's got a lot of weight and a lot of power, and he's strong, and he can really slam that ball when he gets a chance.
Now, the one thing that we do know is a very big strong suit for Stony Brook is that three-point shooting. And inversely, Hampton definitely struggles at the three-point line. So, Kevin, today, if it becomes a track meet, if it becomes a three-ball shooting contest, Stony Brook's definitely going to look good.
Yeah, Eric Pratt, Rob Brown, Shoshkeek, Simmon up the bench, Jonah Butler. We have a lot of shooters, so that's what it's going to be. And hopefully Stony Brook definitely has the advantage.
It's Andre Shoshkeek getting his name introduced right now. Definitely one of the better crowds we've seen here at the Stony Brook Arena this year. And again, it feels like more and more people have caught on to the fact that there's a couple good basketball teams on Long Island, and now there's also one in Suffolk.
Yeah, if both these teams keep winning, I mean, you can picture that game on February 28th in Hempstead, a huge crowd for the Battle of Long Island. Just once like last year when Stony Brook was on a bad year, but that could really be a big game this year.
Now, Kevin, another thing that I want to talk about with Quinn Gorman getting announced, do you still like his spot in this starting lineup, or would you, if you had the reins, have switched to someone else?
I guess it's a height thing. I mean, he definitely has the height, and if you put Simmon or Butler in that spot, you're going really small ball, I guess.
Definitely would be going more small ball. I like to say Quinn Gorman is one of the best defenders on this team. He has about a block per game so far this year, has a decent amount of steals on top of that, and well, just using the eye test, he doesn't oftentimes allow people to get by him.
Yeah, but Coach Ford, he does finish sometimes. I mean, last game it was Simmon, I think, The other game, it was Butler, so Gorman doesn't really finish the game normally, but he definitely starts the game.
And that's, you know, a little bit of a graceful thing for Gino Ford to have. It's one of the deeper teams he's ever coached here. And because of that, you don't see guys playing the full 40 minutes like you have in prior years. Now, obviously, Eric Pratt will still play about 35 minutes a game because he leads the team in scoring. But outside of that, you know, he can really mix it and match where he wants to go. Last year, obviously, we remember Colin O'Connor going something crazy like 8 straight games as a freshman point guard playing 40 minutes a game. It's really a blessing to have other guys that can do it at equally high a level.
He's got Valentini, he's got Jonah Butler, Simon, and Oleg coming off the bench. So those are 4 guys definitely that get some minutes, and we'll probably see tonight.
As we're over to center court here at the Stony Brook Arena, the Seawolves hunting their 9th conference victory of this season, trying to once again tie up with Hofstra in those standings in order to force a truly miraculous Battle of Long Island to see who gets to 10 first. Tip-off is underway, and it will be one out by Rich Goods, flipped back to Andre Shoshki. Pressed in the backcourt by Williams. Shoshki dribbling on the right hand. Switches back to the left, just trying to get by Williams. 18 seconds on the shot clock. Pratt over to Goods in the short corner. He'll hold, fire it back out to Pratt. Looking for a dribble drive. Getting sealed off down low. Pratt will kick it out. Left wing 3. Thought about it, but Goods holds on. Give and go. Goods underneath the basket. Put the shot up. Got fouled and will go to the free throw line.
Yeah, like you said, 23 out there. Big man on campus. So it's going to be a challenge for Richard Goods tonight.
Great thing about having Matt in the arena right now, we have an on-air radio technician, so hopefully the audio levels for everyone at home a little bit better now. Goods will take his first free throw, and he's going to miss that one. Was good from the free throw line last game, Kevin.
I like the Pirates head coach. He's going with the suit. Good to see.
It's Ivan Thomas in his second year as the head coach at Hampton, as Goods will make the first basket of the game on his second free throw. In his second year as the Pirates head coach, he's 17-16 in his first year, 8-10 in CAA play. So Hampton, they've been much improved under his tutelage, trying to continue that now. One-on-one look given over to Long in the right block. Double teamed and taken away by Gorman. It was Brown as the second man. Gorman gave it right back, and a bank shot off the window goes through. Daniel Johnson found the backcourt interception. It's 2-1 Hampton, 60 seconds gone by. Rich Goods, right wing, thought about the 3, got closed off quickly. He'll dribble at the perimeter, hand off to Rob Brown. Harassed, Brown, step back 3, not going to take it. Instead, it's over to Goods, missed it wide right. Gorman on the offensive board, couldn't take it away from Long. Up the court now for Cody Williams. Hampton still in a 2-1 lead. Not the scoreline you see too often, Kevin, to start off a game.
Yeah, normally these Stony Brook games get off to these kind of starts.
Struthers kicks it back out to the right wing. Brought in now. Ogundale up to the top of the three-point line. A drive for Williams through a crowd. He got knocked down hard below the baseline. No foul going against Stony Brook, but Hampton will keep possession of the ball. Got to check it back in with only 7 seconds on the shot clock. Cody Williams, ball in his hand now. Looking for options. They'll set a pick. Struthers gets it at the right wing. Step in front of Rob Brown. He'll take it mid-range and hit it over the head of Brown. 4-1 now for the Pirates. Rich Goods, right wing holds. Backdoor cutter. It's Andre Shoshki. Fumbled it. Somehow saved it at the baseline and got it back out to Goods. Throws a pass to the top of the key. Gorman will try it there and knock it down. Quinn Gorman in the triple threat just popped up mid-range and hit it. Good look for Quinn Gorman. That's exactly what, if he starts doing more, Kevin, if he starts producing one-on-one like that, I think he's damn near impossible to take out of the game.
Yeah, he's been a little bit shy with the shot, so.
Quinn Gorman under 5 points in his last 4 as a 3-ball attempted by Hampton. They'll knock it down. 7-3 now the score with 17:30 to play. Shoshki trying to drive around Williams. Blocked up down low, and he'll get bumped from behind. That'll be a foul against Cody Williams. Still plenty of time left on the shot clock, 24 seconds to be specific. You got Cameron Talkmill in attendance for the sideline right in today's game recap on the WSB sideline. Kevin, are you subscribed?
I've seen some Instagram stories. You guys are doing good work over there.
Absolutely. Thank you, Kevin. We appreciate you. Xavier Long finding a takeaway for the Pirates. They're back to the front court with 17-18 to play in the first half. Williams gives it over to Johnson, back around the horn to the left wing. It's held by Struthers. Skipped it down low. Long posting up in the left block. Sealed off by Gorman. Gets the shot up. Blocked by Gorman. And he'll barely step out of bounds in order to give it back over to the Pirates. 20 seconds on the shot clock, Mr. Wigan, but that was a good defensive stand by Quinn.
He's sneaky, man. I mean, he could jump, so he could block the best of them. Seems like every game he's got at least 1 or 2 blocks.
Gino Ford, he has a quizzical look on his face right now. Wonder if we're going to get an early challenge here. Or maybe a question about the shot clock. Ivan Thomas trying to get his team fired up from the sideline. So we got a brief little delay here at the arena. And it will go back to 12 seconds on the shot clock, Kevin. So no reset up to 20 there. That's what Gino Ford wanted an explanation. And now his team in a little bit of an easier time probably to get this defensive stand. Sent into the left wing. Struthers giving it straight away. 3. It hits the back iron. No good. A near miss from Johnson as Hampton trying to get going from the three-point line. Like I mentioned, they are the worst three-point shooting team in the CAA. Rich Goods, skip pass mid-range for Eric Pratt. Cuts it underneath the basket. Brown fired it out to the right wing for Gorman. Rotates it over to his left. Andre Shoshkik now. Left-hand dribble. Drives towards the baseline. Spin around. Finds the man down low. And it's Rich Goods with the dunk.
Yeah, Rich Goods all alone there.
7-5 now the score. Stony Brook down by 2 with 16:28 to play in the first half. Here's Johnson with it again. Passing over to the left wing for Long. Like I was talking about, Long almost averaging a double-double, else he'll dump it in down low. Shot missed by Ogundale.
Yeah, Eric Pratt was there to help Richard Goods.
So Stony Brook getting a good sequence going right now, and Rich Goods has been active in all of it. Goods trying to set up at the logo. Fires a pass left, Rob Brown. 16 minutes to play in the first half. Brown dribbles, gives it over to Quinn Gorman, right wing. Has Goods in front of him and will pass it from mid-range. Goods over to Eric Pratt. Spot up 3. Pratt knocked it down.
Yeah, Eric Pratt in rhythm right there. First shot of the night. It's good.
Now we see Eric Pratt forced to take much more complicated three-point looks than that because he gets pressured so much. But like you said, Kevin, very much in rhythm right there and had an easy time knocking it down. Baseline trip for Struthers, retreats over to the near corner. Open 3, and he'll hit that easily. So Hampton with a couple of makes from the three-point line as they're above their season average so far.
He's got 8. He's got the hot hand, 2 threes.
Pratt trying to get an ISO look right now on Struthers. Gets into the paint, hop step. Left hook is in, and he gives a little too small exclamation point to Struthers, hand down to the floor.
Not sure who copyrighted that. I think it might be Kevin Durant. Does it all the time.
Struthers fouled by Pratt at the logo, so now we'll get our first substitutions of the game, and we'll send it over to our first media timeout. And with that, kick it over to Matt Mankiewicz here on the WSB Sports YouTube channel. Matt, all yours.
Okay, guys, we are in a media timeout, of course, and get you up to date on, first of all, you got a full schedule coming up in the CAA today in men's basketball. Of course, these games all just underway. Monmouth is at Charleston, UNC Wilmington at Campbell, North Carolina A&T, they'll visit Elon at 7 p.m. We have one final in the books. Hofstra has beaten Northeastern 82-68, so they have improved to 10-6 in the CAA, very important. Okay, yesterday, on the other hand, taking a look at the women's scores, the Stony Brook Seawolves, of course, in action. Actually, correction on that, that was on third. Well, actually, let me get into CAA here, and there we go. That looks a little bit better because they got by UNC Wilmington 60-55. Monmouth beat William & Mary 63-58. Charleston over Towson 88-78. Elon over Campbell 68-54. Drexel beat Hampton 50-47. And NCAT beat Northeastern in overtime, 3 overtimes for that matter, 89-86. Men's lacrosse in a game heard on WUSB. Well, UVA continues their undefeated streak against Stony Brook. They beat them by a score of 19-7. Other action as well as we take a look at everything else going on in the CAA today. And you've got baseball and softball too. We'll talk about Stony Brook, Georgia Tech, and also the softball scores at least on the next break. But at this point, let's take a quick look. We got a whole bunch of action going on. Women's lacrosse from today. Fairfield beat Hofstra 9-8. Colorado over Towson 17-5. East Carolina beat Elon 12-9. William & Mary beat George Mason 14-12. And Campbell beat Longwood 16-6. Notably, Stony Brook idle today. In baseball, Stony Brook lost to Georgia Tech by a score of 10-5. They have a second game, which is actually underway. And let's take a look at what's going on with that one as we're just about to break the huddle here. I'm going to have to hand it back to Kevin very quickly, and the buzzer goes off for that. So we're going to have to wait on that score. Kevin, it's all yours. Take it from here. No correction, 3-2, top four, Stony Brook leading. There you go.
Got the score in for men's basketball. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Kevin Wygant. That was Matt Mankiewicz for our little timeout, media timeout. First time we ever done that on YouTube, Kevin. How about that?
YouTube magic right there. Anything can be done on YouTube.
Anything. Stony Brook in a game tied at 10, have it on the right side of the court in the offensive end. Rich Goods will get a touch straight away from 3. Gives it off to Pratt, running down the baseline. Pratt kicking it out. Simon open for 3. He likes these. Rare miss for Ethan Simon.
It's surprising to see that one not go down.
Simon, 44% from 3 coming into today. He has 25 makes on the year. Hampton trying to take this lead back with 14:20 remaining in the first half. Tomas Valentini and Ethan Simon were the first subs off the bench, taking out Rob Brown and Quinn Gorman. Williams penetrating, kicks out left wing 3, drained it again. Struthers has been hot. 31% for 3. He's well above that today as he's 3 for 3 from three-point line. 9 points already from there, an additional 2 from mid-range, so he's up to 11. Goods on an alley-oop. Valentini on the assist.
That's his second dunk of the night.
Rich Goods. Well, you're saying you're going to get up to some early point, Struthers. I'm going to do the same thing. Goods has a quick 5. Cody Williams giving it to Johnson, getting it back at the Stony Brook logo. Now give it off to Aiden Haskins, who just checked in, the freshman 6'8" from Washington, D.C. Williams, ISO drive, down the right seam, stripped away by Ethan Simon, and he'll fumble it out of bounds. Stony Brook get it back at the baseline.
Yeah, nice play by Simon there. Got past Shoshki, but Simon was there to help out and get that ball loose.
Kevin Wygant, I saw you checking out the Iowa Cyclone BYU game coming up. When does that start again?
Was that baseball?
No. The Iowa University basketball game upcoming against BYU. You had to get on your computer.
I don't know what comes up on these ads.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a big-time Big 12 matchup as Rich Goods got the cut pass down low, fired it back out right wing. Andre Shoshki, crossover. He'll step back and retreat. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Rich Goods with it again at the right wing. Hand off Eric Pratt. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Through the legs, and he'll accidentally turn it over to the hands of Rink. Hampton back the other way. 13-12 game. The Pirates lead. Spin move into the paint. Pass down row to the right block for Rink. Poked out of his hands below the baseline, so it'll be another check-in for Hampton.
I do know BYU. I think they have a potential first-round pick. AJ, don't know how to say his last name. I think it's him or Kid Peterson.
Dibonza, I believe.
Yeah, something. He's a player. So is Gilbert Arena's son on USC.
There's a lot of guys right now that could be that first overall pick. No one really knows who's it going to be just yet.
And March is going to be a lot of fun.
Williams, left wing, trying to drive on Coynet, skips it towards the paint, and a shot on the right hand will fall for Rink. 15-12 now, Stony Brook with a couple more substitutions. Oleg Koynets comes into the game, and Rob Brown checks back in. Eric Pratt straight away. Fires it left, now it's rotated far corner for Rob Brown. Puts it on the floor, drives middle. Kicked out Ethan Simmons. Got by one, found an open Eric Pratt, skipped one more to Koynets. Couldn't finish the play. got rejected on the left block.
Yeah, just a little too slow there from Oleg.
Hampton still up by 3. That's one of those plays where you know Rich Goods is going to finish that with authority.
Look at Rink coming off the bench, another 6'10" or so.
Rink denied now at the left block again, so Stony Brook take it right back. Eric Pratt in transition. Storms the paint and a dunk on the left hand. Eric Pratt with a couple of exclamation mark plays already. He's up to 7 points, hasn't missed a shot.
We haven't really seen him slam it like that. That was awesome, Eric Pratt.
Maybe get a little bit of bounce back in his step. I'll have to ask him about that post game if we get the opportunity. Haskins giving it over to Williams at the logo. Down to 13 seconds on the shot clock. Williams to the cup, denied by Coinets. Stony Brook with it again. Eric Pratt in transition, wants to go fast. Pull up 3, Pratt drained it. 10 points for Eric Pratt. He's a perfect 4 for 4 from the floor and 2 for 2 from the three-point line.
He was going fast. He just stopped on a dime and drained it from 3. Wow.
Cooper, right hand dribble at the logo, waist high. Shot clock down to 15. His team looking for a response. They're down by 2. Williams top the key, cut it in mid-range. Rink elevating, and he'll put it over the head of Coinets on the left-hand floater. 17-17, we're knotted up once again. Eric Pratt trying to get above 10. Kevin, you like to call him a microwave because he heats up quickly. We're seeing that right now. Valentini, he'll drop the shoulder and drive to the baseline. Stops at the left block, bumping with his butt. He'll put it off the board and through. Stony Brook are just looking absolutely electric offensively. If they can get a couple of stops, they'll go on a run, no doubt. Cooper at the perimeter. Handoff for Haskins. Now the ball into the backcourt. Touched by Rob Brown as he got a piece of it. Rob Brown and Ethan Simmon, 2 hard perimeter defenders, as Simmon on a closeout will force an air ball from Cooper. Thought he had enough space, but he thought too soon as we hit another media timeout here on WSB, our YouTube sports page. We'll kick it back over to Matt Makowicz and be right back with the next 10:07 of the first half.
Okay, guys, let's take a look at what's going on. And, I had to correct myself during the lacrosse broadcast because the Millen brothers, Brendan Millen, McCabe Millen, I said Brendan McCabe, I was saying baseball player. No, that's Brandon McNitt from the College World Series team. Brendan McCabe is a hockey player. So I just want to get that correction in there. Anyway, let's take a look. I did mention a lot of the women's lacrosse scores. Now the men's lacrosse scores. Fairfield beat Manhattan 15-9. Albany, who, by the way, came into this game ranked number 20, beat Drexel 17-9. That's interesting because there's an American East team taking it to one of the better teams in the CAA. We already know about Virginia and Stony Brook 19-7 there. St. John's edged Hofstra by a score of 9-8. And VMI and Hampton, they will get started less than an hour from now down in Hampton. That's a 5 p.m. start. So now men's basketball, you got a bunch of action going on as well. We had some updates. So let's do this. As we pull up the men here again. Here we go. Because they had the women up. Now let's get the men. Here we go. Monmouth and Charleston. 12-12 left in the first. 13-12 in favor of the Cougars. UNC Wilmington up on Campbell 14-13 with 12:58 left in the first. 7 p.m. tip-off for NCAT and Elon. And Hofstra has already beaten Northwestern by a score of 82-68. Let's get an update on Stony Brook and Georgia Tech. Seawolves up 5-2 now, in the top, still batting in the top of the fourth. They've played it 2 runs so far, but see what's Georgia Tech ranked number 2 going into this weekend. On the schedule, they have them at 5, so would be a nice win if they can hold on. Guys, it's all yours.
Back here, Kevin Broderick, Kevin Wigan, the double Kevin combo, as we like to call it. What does a double Kevin combo get you?
Well, I'm not sure.
I like putting Kevin Wigan on the spot. See, sometimes he comes up with something really witty, and other times I catch him off guard. You never know what you're going to get. I guess that's what you get with the Kevin Wigan combo, something random every day.
I'm sitting one with number 5 here on Hampton. I've yet to unleash it.
Yeah, I mean, listen, with Struthers off to his start, he'll have plenty of time to say his name. 3 for 3 from the three-point line. Struthers has 11 of Hampton's 17 points. Eric Pratt on the other side has 10 of Stony Brook's 19. Simmons gives it mid-range. Brown throws it out to the left wing, held by Koinetz. He'll put it on the floor and drive. Lost his dribble. Goes out of bounds. Last touch by Koinetz. And Rich Goods will instantly get the call to come off the bench. So will Andre Shoshkik. So Gino Ford making some changes to his troops. Ethan Simmons getting tagged out. Nothing because of what he did. Just obviously has to have some time on the bench. And, well, when Andre Shoshkik is averaging almost 10 points per game in his last 5, you want him out there.
The Koinetz, again, a little up and down. Had a good block, but
Struthers. 20 seconds on the shot clock. He'll give it off to Michael Eli, who is off the bench right now. Mid-range, sent out and stripped away by Pratt. Here comes Eric Pratt, one-on-one to the basket, lost his handle, still down low in the block, puts the shot up, rimming around. His own putback wouldn't go, tipped out of bounds, and it was last touch by Eric Pratt. Pratt thinking about giving the sign to challenge to his team.
his first miss of the night, but good effort. Kept with it.
The referee's going to overturn that call already. Tomas Valentini will get subbed out, so now we have the starting 5 back out there for the Seawolves with 9:16 remaining in the first half, 19-17 the score. Quinn Gorman over to Rob Brown, averaging 2.1 threes per game. That's top 10 in the conference. A 3-ball will miss for the Seawolves. Spill out of bounds. Kevin, do you see who last took that?
Yeah, it's Seawolves ball. Just you see Rob Brown, though. He pulled up from hit right off the rim, but he could pull up from out there. But even on a guy like Long, who's long in stature, 6'7", but Rob Brown uses that long three to get his shots off clean.
Ball checked back into Goods, gives it off to Eric Pratt in the right wing. 2-time CAA Player of the Week, Eric Pratt. Been Stony Brook's best performer on the offensive side. Over to Andre Shushkeek. He'll shoot a 3 over the head of Williams, almost drained that in. It spun all the way around and fell out. Rebound taken by the Pirates. And they'll look to tie this game up at 19 apiece with 8:47 remaining in the first half. Ogendale giving it off. Eli pops up mid-range, couldn't hit the shot. Ogendale on the rebound, tipped it. Who does it go off last? Ogendale did throw it off one of the Stony Brook players. Rob Brown wants to challenge it. I doubt we're going to get it that early. And it will be Hampton Pirate ball as Eric Pratt gets subbed out. And checking in for him is Jonah Butler, number 5. Check-in will come from Struthers. Again, 11 of Hampton's 17 points so far from Struthers. And a travel now called on Ogendale. Rich Goods was all over it. So Jonah Butler will check it in for Andre Shushkeek, as opposed to his 2-time CAA Player of the Week, Andre Shushkeek, 2-time Rookie of the Week here in the CAA. Quinn Gorman gets it straight away, holding it, triple threat, gives it over to Rob Brown, right wing. Brown dribbles, back to the top, fires a pass right, Shushkeek. He'll retreat out to the logo. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Shushkeek driving, snatch back 3, left it a little short. And Eli once again climbed the ladder for the rebound. We've stayed at 19-17 for a while now. A 2-minute 25 scoring drought for Stony Brook, a 2-minute 46 scoring drought for the Pirates. Eli had his dribble poked away, went right to Struthers. At the left wing, guarded by Andre Shushkeek. Passing it to the top of the key, now handoff Eli. Teardrop shot, not going to get it in. And Jonah Butler will just be able to, cat-like scratch the ball into his grasp.
I don't know if we're trading misses or trading stops here.
Butler giving it over to Rich Goods just underneath the right wing, firing out left wing, Shushkeek. Rotates it to Brown, lobbed up high. Goods finds Gorman open, one more pass. Now Shushkeek will drive, Euro step to the basket, dumping it down low. Goods got the shot up and fouled. No and one, as it was a little too powerful. But now Rich Goods with an opportunity to break the scoring drought at the free throw line.
Yeah, Shushkeek, eyes behind his head there, nice dish.
And we'll hit a media timeout here on WSB 90.1 FM, our YouTube page, and send it back over to Matt Mankiewicz for the break.
Okay, I'm actually watching Stony Brook, Georgia Tech right now. I was wondering why. Oh. Jameel Warney is actually up on the screen right now, and they're showing the 2016 America East Final. Yes, Seawolves going to the big dance. And okay, so a bunch of guys from the team. Carson Purefoy coming up on the video screen, and you're pointing at something here. Could very well be. Can't tell from here. But in any case, I'm watching Stony Brook, Georgia Tech right now. It's 5-2 Stony Brook. We're still in the top of the 4th inning. Now, what's going on here is the trainers are attending to a Stony Brook player. Well, I'm trying to find out who it is and get a better look at him. And also trying to monitor the audio from this. Because right now, we have an injured Seawolf on the field. So that is why I'm going to pull up the looks like saw number 15 down there, so that's Mike Villani, sophomore infielder. But he's still being attended to, so that's one of the reasons why there's a delay in the game. It's an injury delay. See if we can also, the stat broadcast can tell us anything as well. In any case, they plated 2 runs in the inning so far. There's 2 out. There's a runner on second as James Schaefer had just stolen second base before this happened. But that's where we stand right now as the huddles have broken. So I'm going to send it back to Kevin and stay up to date on see what happens here. So talk to you on the next break. Kevin,
all right, we're back. Matt Mankiewicz will give you some injury updates when we see it. Stony Brook trying to break a 3-minute and 12-second scoring drought. And like Kevin Wigan said, not really sure if those 2 teams were trading stops or misses over the last 3 minutes and 33. But Rich Goods with our opportunity to get some in.
And 10-year reunion for that tournament team. Just got to honor here 2 players, or a player and a coach.
As Goods will miss his first free throw. Obviously, number 20, Warney, hanging in the rafters for a reason. A large part of that was that 40-point win. 40-point game to get the win, I should say. And Goods will make his second to make it 20-17. Stony Brook up by 3.
40 years since the Mets won a World Series, just saying.
Christian Watson off the bench, skips the pass over right wing Eli. Gives it to the top of the key, Struthers back out to Watson. 7 minutes to play here in the first half. Stony Brook have looked good. In stretches on the offensive and defensive side, haven't strung it together at the same time though. Eli down the lane, nifty layup will go off the box. Eli scored 43 points against Campbell and 31 against Jackson State. So he can definitely play if he gets going. Brown fade away from mid-range, drops in. Nice 8-footer right there for Rob Brown and a rare bucket from mid-range. Watson at the logo. Scored 11 versus Stony Brook last time they played. Gives it over to the right shoulder, held by Long. Now Johnson left shoulder, guarded by Pratt, trying to find Ely. Went off his feet, he'll get back to it. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Ely, spot up 3, not gonna go. Big rebound, tipped by Pratt into the hands of Goods, and they'll give it over to Rob Brown to take it up the floor. 14 gone by here in the first half. A 3 for Brown drops in transition. Blink and you miss it. Rob Brown with his second bucket of the game. He's up to 5 points.
Yeah, Rob Brown from anywhere on the floor, and he was wide open there from deep.
Gino Ford getting ready with some substitutions. Ethan Simmon as well as Tomas Valentini getting ready to come into the game. Cody Williams will be the response for head coach Ivan Thomas. Struthers left wing, moves in mid-range, quickly over to the paint, kicks it out. Big 3 on the way for Long, knocks it in. Hampton shooting 4 for 7 to start off the day from 3, well above their normal 29% average, which is 13th in the CAA. Kevin, I don't know if you know, but there's only 13 teams in the CAA. Andre Shoshkik dribbling, and there will be an off-ball foul called against Hampton, I believe. So Stony Brook will get an opportunity to send their subs in. Jonah Butler and Andre Shoshkik will go off to the bench. So these are the opportunities where we see Eric Pratt get to do a lot of on-ball things. The floor general, not a true point guard, but definitely the floor general while Andre Shoshkik is on the bench.
Yeah, sometimes when you're seeing a double team, you got to get rid of it.
Valentini over to Brown at the left wing. Dribbling on his right hand, crossover, trying to get past Struthers. Step back three, not going to try it. Pass to the right wing, Valentini. Moved in mid-range, had it ripped away, goes out of bounds. 2 seconds on the shot clock, though, a tough spot for Stony Brook to be in. Thankfully, they have Rich Goods available for an alley-oop. Eric Pratt will get the play call for him, Gino Ford, with 5 minutes exactly remaining. Pratt looking for options. Goods moving in, fire the pass through his hands. Long has it, quickly ahead to Ellie. Ellie spins to the right block, shot no good. Long on the board, knocked it, but it was taken by Rob Brown. Stony Brook up 25-22, under 5 to play in the first half. Eric Pratt sitting on 10 points still, he hasn't missed today. Pratt at the free throw line, giving it off to Simon right wing. Simon drives left hand, walled off by Williams, and he'll get called for a travel. Back to Hampton, and once again, this game started off nice with the pace. And then after that, really slowed down. And Jim Martin got hit with a foul ball in the head. Trainers are attending to him. So really bad news for Stony Brook. As never something that you want to hear coming out of a baseball game. And that is what is causing the extended break right now between the Stony Brook baseball team and Georgia Tech, ranked number 2 in the country. Struthers, left shoulder, gives it back out left wing. Williams sending it to the right. Long will drive, and a foul called before he got his shot off. So it'll be an inbound upcoming for Hampton, and the foul will go against Rob Brown. His first of the half, and first of the game as well. Stony Brook, their 3rd team foul. Kevin, how are you doing today?
Yeah, Jim Martin news. It's tough, man. Baseball, jeez.
Yeah.
Everyone should wear a helmet.
Johnson into Xavier Long. It's hard to lose any player, Kevin. It's hard to lose your head coach. Long down the rack, missed it on the layup. Rebound fought for. Hampton on the putback, missed again by Johnson. Foul called on Stony Brook. It's going to go against Rob Brown again.
They've definitely hit a little lull here. Fans thinking about halftime snacks, but hopefully we get some action here with 4 minutes to go.
So Daniel Johnson will go to the free throw line. 33 of 47, that's 70% on the season as he makes his first. Johnson was 1 for 5 from 3 last game against the Pride, a game that Hampton lost 43-79. Second shot not going to go for Daniel Johnson. 25-23, and Jim Martin is standing under his own power, so he appears to be okay. Little shaken up. Eric Pratt in the right post, kicked out. Valentini, 3, too strong. Hit off the back iron, went into the hand of Struthers. Takes it to the front court. Hampton, again, looking to tie or go ahead here. It's been a really just big lull in scoring over, I want to say, the last 7 minutes. Williams back to Struthers at the Wolfie logo. Fires a pass right wing, skipped over the top of the key. Long trying to move in, hop step, low post, puts the shot off the box and in.
Sometimes those Knicks matinees at 12 p.m. can get off to brutal first halves.
12-12 the score. Eric Pratt trying to do it himself. Gets to the paint, has to kick it out, and was fouled by Cooper before the three-point shot was drained by Stony Brook. So it doesn't count, and we'll go over to another break here on WSB 90.1 FM, our YouTube page. We'll give it over to Matt Mankiewicz to give you some updates about the baseball game going on right now.
Okay, so got an update on Jim Martin. He did get back up on his feet, walked away off the field under his own power. He's going to be brought in to get examined. But here's the thing. The commentators were saying that he had an ice pack on his wrist, so he may have been able to ward off the ball with his hand. I'm not sure. We're going to get a better story. but he's probably going to be out of the game. The game is still in the top of the 4th inning, 2 out, runner on second. Seawolves lead at 5-2. So, but that took a while, the injury timeout. But actually, what I'm waiting for is a replay to see what happened. But because we caught it right when this was happening, because I took a look at that the inning hadn't changed, so I went to find out why, and that's what I got. So one of the assistants, I'm not sure which one, I have to go back to the audio, will be taking over the running the team for the rest of the game. But it looks like Jim Martin is none the worse for wear. So that's good news for the Seawolves and for everybody and for his family as well. So now that we've got that, and the game is back underway, or will be underway momentarily as soon as they break from their huddles. We do have a couple of other games going on. Let's take a look at, we got Monmouth and Charleston now, 30-29 Cougars with 5:06 left before halftime. 7:07 left in the first at Campbell, and the Camels lead UNC Wilmington 25-22. So that's an interesting score right there. Campbell at 7-7, UNC Wilmington atop the conference at 12-2. 7 p.m. tip-off for NCAT Elon. Hofstra beat Northeastern 82-68. Men's lacrosse, Stony Brook lost by a score of 19-7 to Virginia. They're now 0-3 on the season. The women are back in action during the week at Stores and facing UConn. But then the gauntlet begins because they're going to have a hell of a matchup as Northwestern will be among the 3 teams at home during that homestand. So we'll be talking about that later on. But as the huddles break, we're going to give it back to Kevin.
And we're back here live for Stony Brook men's basketball against the Hampton Pirates. My name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Kevin Wigan. Game tied at 25 right now. Stony Brook with possession of the ball, coming out onto the floor. It's that small ball lineup that we've been talking about. Rob Brown, Andre Shoshki, Ethan Simmons, Tomas Valentini, and Eric Pratt. And Hampton will match them on the other side with no true center on the floor at all right now. Shoshki gives it in, Rob Brown. Standing at the right wing, driving on his right hand. Brown to the right block, poked away, and actually will go off him last, so possession back over to Hampton, still tied at 25. Struthers, hot to start the game, cold since then. He's only taken 1 shot, he's missed, but hasn't been given an open look. Pass down low, Valentini trying to seal a man underneath the restricted zone. Cooper did get it back out to Williams. Standing at the left wing, Williams dumping it inside long. Double team, throws it out. Williams, a 3 on the way, missed it short, and Rob Brown came flying in for the rebound. Andre Shoshki skipping a pass to Eric Pratt, bumping his way towards the paint on Williams. Pratt using his right shoulder, shot on the left hand, won't go. Still at 25 with 2:30 to play in the first. Struthers trying to settle his team, get into some offensive rhythm. A pass at the left block for Williams, gives it back out Long. Dribbles over to the top of the key. Long holds it for Struthers, now left wing. Skip back to the top of the key for Long. Marked by Valentini in a triple threat. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Long will move himself to the right block. Shot up off the window and in. Hampton ahead 27-25.
I was just saying, where was Richard Goods there? He's about to come in, but Long, like Richard Goods, tough guy, big body.
Long, 6'7", 190 pounds. I think they're a few short on the pounds. Eric Pratt down the paint, and he'll knock in another 2 to tie us up again at 27.
He's the high scorer. It's a common theme here in Seawolf games.
It's a common game in any game Pratt's playing. Williams getting an ISO look right now on Andre Shoshki, top of the 3-point line. Swings it over right wing. Cooper holds. Guarded by Brown, gets a pick. Williams, or excuse me, Cooper in mid-range. Far side short corner, shot up from 10 feet and rips the net. 29-27, Hampton up by 2. Back for Andre Shoshki. Tried to drive on Williams, sealed off, out for Pratt. His 3 is true. Eric Pratt, a perfect 3 for 3 at the 3-point line, has 15 points already today.
When he can really start dreaming about March. He's really a star of stars. So
Cooper, only averaging 8.3 minutes a game, has played well over that. Simmons transition three, no good, and Long will get another rebound for his tally. The point I'm trying to make, though, about Cooper as we get a timeout from Hampton, he's playing a lot more than he's used to, so I wonder if Cooper has a good matchup against one of these Seawolves in particular. Has played 7 minutes already today, 2 for 4 shooting with 4 points. Struthers has still been the offensive engine at 11, and his team has started to chip in since then.
Where does Eric Pratt rank, CAA top scorers? Sorry to keep you on the spot.
Currently, he's tied for 4th in points per game in the CAA. He's also top 10 in field goal shooting. 21 points in his last game against Drexel.
It's got to be the kid from Hofstra, Nolan kid from UNCW.
Cruz Davis is up there. Nolan is up there. Nolan Hodge. I don't know if you're talking about UNCW or if there's another Nolan I'm forgetting of.
Yeah, Nolan Hodge, yep.
I believe DJ Smith for Elon is also up there as well.
And Nolan Hodge was a part of that press. It's 30-something run.
Nolan Hodge was the guy that was just coming off a ball screen after ball screen and just jumping up for a three-point shot and knocked down, I want to say, 5 in a row on that extended 23-0 streak for UNCW to come back. In transition, a 3 for Cooper. Hits off the front rim, taken by Simmons. Timeout, Gino Ford. And Gino nodding his head in improvement. Or actually, no, is that going to be a foul, Mr. Wygant? The 6th-team foul for Hampton. And it will be a foul on the Pirates. Stony Brook now 1 away from the bonus, so Hampton don't have anything to give. Only guy you would want to foul is Rich Goods, but obviously still in the first half, not really an equation. A minor difference in shot clock to game clock. I'm talking 0.5 seconds, so Pratt will hold it. Dribbling back and forth, he'll drive on his right hand. Meets a triple team, fires it out. Far corner 3, Simmons gets it in!
Ball movement they talk about, swing.
Can't draw it up any better than that. He had Rob Brown and Ethan Simmons on the far side of the court. Either one of them could have taken the shot, but it was a shorter 3 for Simmons and an assist over to Rob Brown. 3.4 on the game clock, 33:29 left. We'll see Jonah Butler come in for Eric Pratt as the Pirates will have one more opportunity to shoot. Now timeout from Gino Ford. It's a use it or lose it, so it doesn't really matter down the stretch of the game. Kevin, I mean, out of the entire first half, I think the last 1 minute, the 6-0 run is the best we've seen Stony Brook play.
I mean, Eric Pratt, he's been the guy, we keep saying his name every game, but he's been really hot. And right there, he was the guy that passed to Rob Brown that got Simmons the open look there from the baseline. So as he goes, we go.
Once again, got to give the shout out to Cameron Talkmill being in attendance for today's game. If you want to read his game recap, go over to the sideline on Substack or find our Instagram, and it's linked in the bio. You could read all of the great work that we do. My men's lacrosse article should be out in short order as Stony Brook fell heavily to the Virginia Cavaliers.
Shoshki, again, like last game, sitting on that goose egg, only 2 shots, but this is about the point guard role for Coach Ford. Sometimes it's more like a Colin O'Connor would have games like that too, up and down, from last year.
3.4 remaining. Hampton looking for the inbound. They'll get it to Long. Handoff Williams racing to the left wing. Gets underneath the basket. Rejected by Butler. Jonah Butler with the block to give Stony Brook a 4-point lead heading into the half.
The super sub right there for Gino Ford.
So we'll take a 13-minute break. I'll hand it over to Matt Mankiewicz and Kevin Wygant. Do you want to stay on for the halftime?
Sure.
Why not? So it'll be a Kevin Wygant and Matt Mankiewicz halftime here on the WUSB YouTube Sports page. Once again, 33-29 the score. And I will be back for the start of the second half.
Okay, Kevin. Gotcha. Okay, good. Okay, so Kevin, I don't know how much Kevin Broderick has updated you on the Stony Brook baseball game. They're leading 5-2. They're now in the bottom of the fourth, but here's what happened. Apparently, head coach Jim Martin, coaching third base, got hit with a line drive. They said in the head, but they also said that he had a nice pack on his hand, so maybe he was able to ward it off. One or the other, he got knocked down. Trainers watched over him and tended to him for about 15 minutes, and there was obvious delay involved, but he got up on his feet, walked away. So that's the story there. So
I saw something on X. I mean, I don't know how much you can trust there. I think he was wearing a helmet coaching third, so that's...
Yeah, well, that's why they call it the hot corner, because line drives definitely reach there. But the other thing, too, is, you know, he has a runner on second, so he's keeping an eye on him and being ready to direct him when the ball is hit. As looks like the Seawolves, that's out number 2 or out number 3. So it's out number 2 here in the bottom of the fourth. So a couple of ground balls. Got a freshman out there on the mound, too. Get his number. Where's number 18? That's Dylan Henshaw. I called the game earlier. Anyway, Henshaw had a scoreless outing his first time out, and looks like he's working on one right now. He started the inning. So that's where we stand right now. And by the way, when you're talking about catchers from Georgia Tech, I'll throw another name at you, Jason Baratek.
Okay, there you go.
Okay? And yes, want another Georgia Tech alum? Mark Teixeira.
Was he a catcher at one point? I don't know. I'm not sure.
Wait a minute, I think he was actually. Now I'm thinking about it, he may have come up as one. Anyway. So, been talking a lot today. So that's where we stand as far as the baseball team is concerned.
You want me to run through some Major League Baseball scores?
Yeah, go ahead. Have some fun with that.
All right.
As the Seawolves, it looks like we got a good play here coming out of the inning. We'll see what happened here.
So the Toronto Blue Jays, 3-0 over the Philadelphia Phillies. Washington Nationals, 2-1 over Houston Astros. The Braves, Atlanta Braves, 5-1 over the Tampa Bay Rays. Nationals got the Cardinals, 6-2. Yankees, 20 runs on the board. Let's see what Yankee damage we got there. We had Aaron Judge, all rise. He had a home run. 2 home runs. There you go, 3 home runs. Reading the box score here. That's Aaron Judge, MVP of Team USA. Captain America, they're calling. WBC starts in a few weeks. So he had 3 home runs. The Red Sox beat the Twins 7-2. The Pittsburgh Pirates took down the Orioles 8-2. And the Marlins took down the Mets 2-1. So the Mets score 1 run. Yankees scored 20, and Pete Alonso hit his first home run as an Oriole yesterday in the Orioles' first preseason game.
Get used to it, folks. He's going to be hitting a few more. However, you know, now he's the Yankees' problem in the American League East. But some other developments as well. Of course, if you're a hockey fan, as Kevin Broderick certainly is, and I am as well, we're going to be up early tomorrow morning because USA-Canada Olympic final is tomorrow morning. You know, add 6 hours for Europe, so it's maybe a 2 p.m. start in Milan. But the USA-Canada rivalry persists. But here's something very interesting. In those USA-Canada meetings, it's been Canada all the way because USA has not won gold in hockey since 1980, and it gets even better. Tomorrow is the 46th anniversary of the 1980 Miracle on Ice victory. So, and that's for the gold. That's not the when they beat Russia, the Soviet Union in the semifinal. So, all of that going on, and sure enough, little Brady Tkachuk on USA-Canada rivalry. There's hatred there, and I'll quote Tkachuk as he told ESPN. I mean, they've been the top dog. They've been the best for the last bunch of years. And for us, we want to be in that position, be the best. So it's going to be a game where I think a lot of guys can say this is the biggest game they've ever played in. The U.S. men have not defeated Canada in a best-on-best competition since the 1996 World Cup of Hockey, featuring Tkachuk's father, Keith, and Mike Richter in goal. It was that long ago. That was before many U.S. players, including both Kachuk brothers, were born, while Team USA, yes, for 30 years ago, while Team USA defeated Canada in last year's Four Nations round-robin stage, a memorable game at Montreal's Bell Center, where Kachuk's brother Matthew staged 3 fights in 9 seconds, the opening whistle. The Canadians won the final 2-1 in overtime. So, 46 years without a gold medal. Canada had gone a long time without an Olympic gold medal. They did win in 2002 in Salt Lake City and have been the team to beat pretty much in the Olympics ever since. United States women, of course, much more success. They won the World Championships 11 times since 2005, got their 3rd Olympic gold on Thursday. But it's almost like England and soccer. You know, England's women, they win the Women's World Cup, but the men, 1966 and counting, folks. So, other things. Okay, looking here. Oh, get a load of this one from boxing. Just days before his 49th birthday. I mean, this guy's becoming a senior citizen. He'll be eligible for AARP membership next year. Floyd Mayweather Jr. has announced that he'll end his retirement and resume his professional boxing career after his spring 2026 boxing exhibition with Mike Tyson, who is close to my age. Mayweather has staged an exclusive agreement with CSI Sports / Fight Sports as his promoter for the next stage of his career. Next stage of a boxing career at 49?
Sounds like a presidential election these days.
Well, but the senior boxing, yeah. It's been the senior boxing tour for a while now, but, you know, the senior golf tour, you have to be over 50 to qualify for that. So, some other, let's see. Oh, bad news, sad news from baseball. Bill Mazeroski, the Hall of Fame second baseman who won 8 Gold Gloves and, of course, had the walk-off home run in the 1960 World Series against the Yankees, has died at the age of 89. Pirates chairman Bob Nutting said, Maz is one of a kind, a true Pirates legend. His name will always be tied to the biggest home run in baseball history and the 1960 World Series championship. But I will remember most of the person he was, humble, gracious, and proud to be a Pirate. He died Friday, the Pirates said. No cause of death was given. And yes, a defensive wizard, 10-time All-Star. He turned a Major League record 1,706 double plays, earning the nickname No Hands for how quickly he fielded grounders and relayed them. He led the National League 9 times in assists for second baseman and has been cited by statistician Bill James as the game's greatest defensive player in his position by far.
Did he do something to the Red Sox at one point?
Now, Mazeroski was a Pirate his whole career pretty much.
Did he play the Red Sox? I thought I saw something in Fever Pitch. That name sounds familiar. Mazeroski.
No, Mazeroski, well,
maybe
in terms of what he did to the Yankees, yes. Because in that 1960 World Series, when it went into Game 7, the Yankees had blown out the Pirates in the 3 games they won. The Pirates had simply outpitched the Yankees in the 3 games they won. And
I guess it just sounded like a Boston name to me, Mazeroski.
But it isn't. But he does mark a dark time in Yankee history. Now, of course, the Yankees bounced back with 61 and won it all the following year and the year after that. But in any case, the New York pitcher was Ralph Terry, a right-hander who manager Casey Stengel, who, by the way, lost his job over it, had brought in during the previous inning and would later acknowledge had a tired arm. The right-handed hitting Mazeroski, who had grounded into a double play his previous appearance, was up first. Okay, the game was tied at 9. And you want to replay that yet, Bat? I'll replay it for you. Terry started with a fastball called high for a ball. After conferring with catcher Johnny Blanchard, who reminded him to keep his pitches down, he threw at Mazeroski, would call a slider that didn't slide. He hung it. Mazeroski got under it and belted it to left, the ball rising and rising as he cleared the high ivy-covered brick wall, which is, by the way, still standing part of the University of Pittsburgh, with Yankees outfielder Yogi Berra circling under it, then turning away in defeat. So there you go. The 1960 home run. That is the one thing he will always be remembered for, but he also is in the Hall of Fame, primarily for his defense, but he held his own at the plate as well. So, Bill Mazeroski dead at the age of 89. Other things, WNBA labor negotiations. As we see here, they've submitted a new collective bargaining agreement proposal on Friday that would guarantee housing for all players in 2026 before it is phased out for subsequent years of the deal. Friday's counter-proposal came 3 days after the WNBA Players Association responded to the league's previous proposal, a flurry of negotiation following a 6-week stalemate, and with the league's May 8th regular season start date approaching. Okay, you got about 4 minutes to set up the second half, so I'm going to let you guys do it. But one last update before we put, okay, so we're now in the bottom of the 5th inning, still 5-2 Stony Brook in that matchup against Georgia Tech. That's where we'll leave it. Jim Martin brought in for examination after he was hit with a foul ball, but he left under his own power, walked away from the field, so none the worse for wear, and we hope that the prognosis remains good. Okay, guys, it's all yours.
All right. Back for the start of the second half, 3:27 on the intermission clock. Mr. Wigan, your thoughts going into it?
Yeah, I like where the Seawolves are right now. I think sometimes when you get up, when they're up big, it's almost like they come into these second halves like they already won the ball game. So I like how it's a tight game, and hopefully the Seawolves can close it out.
Obviously, closing it out is something that's been up and down for this Stony Brook team, unlike the women's team who have been consistently dominant at closing out games specifically. The men's team could take a page from their book. This one might be a little bit easier down the stretch of things. Who are you turning to in particular in order to keep this going? I'm going to throw in a little bit of a besides Eric Pratt as the obvious answer.
Yeah, Shoshkeek. I mean, 0 points, 0 for 2. I mean, sometimes I said last year, Colin O'Connor would have these kind of stat lines where he would just kind of be more of a point guard, play defense, but they're going to need some offense from all over the place. It can't just be Eric Pratt. So 0 points, starting point guard. I think Shoshkeek definitely has to get above 5 points in the second half.
Now, obviously, that's the good part of having guys like Brown, guys like Goods, because those two together have chipped in another 11. Then Simon will always get you some bench scoring. Is 1 for 3 on his three-point shots, but hit the one before the buzzer expired in the end of the first half. So I think there are plenty of depth scorers. The question is, how many of them do you get going at the same time? We've seen Koyanets be largely ineffective today. A couple of turnovers is the only thing that he's really contributed. And because of that, you might see a lot of Goods and a lot of small ball if Goods isn't in the game.
Yeah, I got March fever right now. I'm just thinking about Eric Pratt in the CAA conference, and just think he's the type of guy that could really take you for a long dance. I'm saying the dance in the CAA, not.
Kevin Wigan isn't quite saying Stony Brook to the Sweet 16 just yet, but come the round of 64, if they can get there, who knows? Taking a look at the standings right now for CAA men's basketball. UNCW sitting pretty at 12-2. Hofstra at 11-4. Charleston at 11-4. Hofstra at 10-6. Stony Brook and Monmouth right now both tied at 8-6. Monmouth underway right now, and I believe they are playing Charleston. Kevin, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find out who they lost to in the CAA. So it was Howard, this team they lost to by 1 point, and they lost to
who, UNCW?
Yeah.
They lost to William and Mary twice.
Okay.
So that is 2 of their 4 losses on the season. Monmouth currently in action right now with Charleston, so that's an important matchup for the Seawolves, as honestly they might be rooting for Charleston to win that game in order to sink Monmouth a little bit lower in the standings. If Monmouth were to lose and Stony Brook were to win, they would be in sole possession of 4th place.
I got Howard and Hampton mixed up.
2 HBCUs, so you're not worlds away. Used to be in the same conference together as well. 10 seconds left on the half clock before we get the game started back up by Hampton.
Yeah, big man Ogendell not starting the second half for the Pirates.
So Stony Brook still playing well against Georgia Tech. as they could be on the precipice of an upset. You know, the thing is, I've been checking in on all of those games, Kevin. I've been watching a little bit of them as well. While the end scores might be very lopsided, Stony Brook did not allow those games to get away from them quickly and have had leads at several different points. But again, back to the game in front of us is Hampton taking on Stony Brook at the Stony Brook Arena. Left wing, it's Struthers. He'll drive on the right hand, stops up free throw line, pops it up for two, no good. And Andre Shoshkik will get the rebounds. Shoshkik spins at the left shoulder, so throwing a pass over to the right wing. Rich Goods will hold on to it. Hand off for Eric Pratt, and they'll trade spaces. Pratt dribbles over to the short corner, posting up one-on-one against Struthers, kicks it out. Shoshkik left wing. Williams in front of his face, trying to drive, but he was sealed off. Now fires Brown. Right wing, contested three on the way. Hit the front rim, hit the back rim, and didn't go down. 33-29 still the score. Hampton back to the front court. Struthers puts Williams in motion, hands it off to him at the right wing. Throwing a pass to the top of the three-point line, held by Johnson. Now back to Struthers, and a push called against Shoshkik as Struthers was coming around in motion.
Yeah, almost had the steal there, but it's a little late.
So Shoshkik will take his first personal foul, the first foul of the half as well, going against the Seawolves. 1 minute gone by exactly here in the second half. Struthers again at the logo. This time Brown is on him. Gets the pick. Struthers drives right. Throws it across left wing. Rotated far corner. No three attempted for Johnson. Back out to Struthers. Right wing moves in mid-range. And a long two not going to go as the shot clock was expiring. Was a desperation look, and Stony Brook will go back-to-back on their defensive stance.
And now he's missed 3 in a row since that 11-point hot start.
Wasn't going to stay perfect all day. Andre Shoshkik is the closest thing we've ever seen to that, as he only missed 1 shot in an entire game, taking more than 5 from the floor and more than 3 from the three-point line. That game was against NCAT, his first real big performance in conference. Here's Shoshkik, 4-3, knocks it in. Speaking of Macedonian, he'll come through.
His ears were ringing there. Shoshkik on the board now, 3 points.
36-29 the score. Stony Brook into their biggest lead of the night at 7 points. Struthers left wing in motion, got around Brown, sealed off by Goods down low, it's tipped away. Here comes Andre Shoshkik, 2-on-1 with Pratt. He'll go for the layup, in and out, Goods, tip back, almost had the and one. Rolled just off to the right on the right rim, but Rich Goods will go to the free throw line for another 2.
You see Wolves quietly now, trying to make this a 9-point game.
Rich Goods so far today is 2-4 from the free throw line. Got a little bit of a slowdown right now, as I believe the referee looking to review something. Could this potentially be upgraded? I didn't see anything flagrant on the foul against Goods. No, they were trying to double check the number. That's what it was. So Johnson will take the personal foul. It's his second of the game, first of the half for Hampton. Just over 2 minutes gone by here at the Stony Brook Arena. Goods, his first free throw is in. Top of the 6th right now between Stony Brook and Georgia Tech. 1 man on, 1 man on, 1 out. The Seawolves lead at 5-2.
All right, double check. So Richard Goods against his former team here.
It is. Goods, his second shot, hit the front rim, went off to the left, and it's back for Hampton. 37-29 the score. Seawolves lead it by 8 at home. Given down low for Long. Marked by Gorman. Moves it out to the short corner, retreats to the far corner. Sent around the perimeter. Ellie with it again, 1-on-1 against Shoshkik. Swings a pass left, Long at the left wing. Brought in mid-range by Johnson, pops up for 2, finds it, and a foul. Hampton with a potential 3-point play to get up to 32 points and down by 5. Stony Brook has been humming on the offensive end, though, so they're going to be hard to shut down.
I was just watching Richard Goods there in the paint. He's like a middle linebacker calling out defensive plays. He's the real anchor of that paint there for the Seawolves.
3-point play is converted, 32-37 the score. Speaking of linebackers, A.J. Roberts with another year for the Seawolves.
Nice.
As he is listed on their roster, so I believe that is confirmed. Rich Goods, underhand pass for Andre Shoshkik, who was swinging around the left wing. Gets it back over to the left wing. Rob Brown drives in on the left hand through and through. Not going to find the shot. 3 minutes gone by here in the second period. 37-32 the score. Ellie Williams had trouble with the pass, but still has it over the left shoulder. Kicked out Ellie. Top of the key floater is good. Tough shot for Ellie, but you can see why he scored 43 against Campbell a couple of games ago. Doesn't exactly have that production today, but he has a bag of tricks.
You can see Hampton really not taking threes here, so not their strong suit, working in the mid-range.
Eric Pratt, right wing, spot up three, hit it again. Eric Pratt, a perfect 4 for 4 from distance. He's up to 18 points, Kevin, still with 16:22 to play. A good time to bring up his career high and Stony Brook high, 39 against Charleston. Ellie to the rim, and he'll get it over the head of Rich Goods. Blew right by Andre Shoshkik, 40-36 now. Shoshkik in and out, straight to the basket, left-hand finish, counted and a foul.
And the man from Macedonia gives a little taste of the own music to Eli.
Now Goods goes right over to Gino Ford to have a conversation with him about that previous defensive stand. Goods getting better on the defensive side of the ball has been one of the real reasons Stony Brook has won more games in conference compared to what they started off with.
And Jonah Butler, first man off the bench.
Andre Shoshkik trying to convert the three-point play. Shot is up and good. 43-36 now the score. Stony Brook lead it by 7.
Yeah, Shoshkik, 0 points in the first half. Now he's got 6.
Largest run of the night for Stony Brook was 10-0. They could go on another one of those right now. They might find the kill shot. Long to the left wing. Held by Ellie. Dumped in mid-range. Hook shot over the head of Goods. Not going to fall for Rink, who just came off the bench. Rink, 6'10", 220 pounds from Newark, New Jersey. Eric Pratt, hop step mid-range. Puts up the shot and found it. Eric Pratt with another bucket, 45-36, and you might just call him a bucket at this point. He's 8 for 11 on the game.
Efficient Eric right now.
Struthers, hip high right-hand dribble. Passes it left to Ellie, one more over to Johnson. Dribbles over to the right wing, Pratt in front of him. Back to Struthers at the logo. To Johnson now right wing, double team. Turn it over to Eric Pratt. He's going to go quickly here. Pratt slowed up by Struthers at the top of the perimeter. Hits it right wing. A three on the way. Missed by Brown. Put back there. Goods. Count it. And a foul. $36 points for the Pirates, but 47 and counting for Stony Brook. Rich Goods will shoot a free throw when we come back from the media timeout. So we'll turn it over to Matt Mankiewicz here on the WUSB YouTube page. Matt, all yours.
We got, first off, it's a 5-2 Stony Brook lead as we are in the bottom of the 6th inning, but the show being put on right now by the young Stony Brook pitcher, a fellow named Dylan Henshaw. He has his first outing was scoreless, and so far he's been unstoppable. He retired 6 Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets in a row before catching a guy on the forearm here. So he's got a runner on first and nobody out. Leadoff batter here in the 6th inning. But he's doing pretty good right now, keeping the Seawolves in this game. Of course, as you know, Jim Martin was hit with a line drive and had to leave the game. So right now, that's what's going on in baseball. Now, also, we've got some other scores going on with CAA games. So at 15-12 left in the second, Charleston's up on Monmouth 46-40. We have UNC Wilmington with a 1-point edge on Campbell at 36-35, that on the road. 7 p.m. tip-off for NCAT and Elon, and Hofstra beat Northeastern 82-68. Looking also at what had happened today earlier in men's lacrosse, Fairfield beat Manhattan 15-9. Albany beat Drexel 17-9. By the way, Great Danes are ranked at number 20. Virginia, of course, beat Stony Brook in a game heard here on WUSB or on WUSB on the radio, 19-7. 9-8 St. John's over Hofstra. That game taking place at Hofstra, interestingly enough. And VMI and Hampton underway. Women's lacrosse, Fairfield beat Hofstra 9-8. So Hofstra, a two-time loser today. Colorado beat Towson 17-5. East Carolina beat Elon 12-9. William and Mary over George Mason 14-12. And Campbell beat Longwood 16-6. Also, that Georgia Tech game we're watching now is the second game of a doubleheader. Georgia Tech won the first one by a score of 10-5. And also, taking a look at what happened earlier in softball, Quinnipiac won that one. We're back underway. Let's send it back to Kevin.
Rich Goods hitting his free throw to convert the three-point play. That's now 2 in a row. Three-point plays, that is, for the Seawolves. First from Andre Shoshik, second from Rich Goods. Stony Brook now extending their run to 8-0. Back to the defensive side, Long trying to look for a clear out. Gets double teamed. Pratt trying to take it away. Goods does the other clamp. Goods stripped it free. Another turnover for Hampton. Stony Brook looking to capitalize. Pratt dribbling on the right hand. Instantly sprints off to the right wing. Dumps it inside. Knocked away by the hand of Daniel Johnson. Out of bounds. Stony Brook will reset from the far sideline. Stony Brook have hit 4 of their last 5 shots. The only miss was that putback attempt for Goods. Got fouled on the next shot and found the and one. Rob Brown will get subbed out in favor of Ethan Simon.
The funny thing about that was Jonah Butler kind of got into Rich Goods' way for a second for a putback dunk. But then it became a N1, so benefited the Seawolves instead.
Pratt one-on-one against Johnson. Gives it over to Goods, gets it back. Looks for Goods, open at the right wing, and off his hand and out of bounds. This time it will be a turnover against Rich Goods. The run stays at 8-0 over the last 130, and it is a current 12-point lead for Stony Brook, 48-36 the score.
Yeah, let's see what the Pirates have in response here. A lot of ball game left.
Struthers, probably a part of that equation to come back into the game, but he hasn't had points in a long time. Another turnover. Butler got it over to Pratt. Euro step to the basket. Got it in.
Butler.
Pratt, a hard tumble to the floor afterwards, but he got right back up. Stony Brook now up by 14.
Butler like a second baseman. The backhand steal. That was some wild stuff there.
Johnson, logo, gives it left. Struthers will dribble it to the logo, now right wing. Sending his pass straight away, and Cooper called for a travel. So Quentin Cooper, another turnover now. Make it 4 turnovers in the last 3 minutes. And that was a great backhand steal for Jonah Butler. Pratt almost getting fouled. That would have been a dagger right there if he was able to go to the free throw line as well. Stony Brook up by 14, and now we'll see the Pirates go to the full court press. They didn't see Ethan Simon going over to check the ball in, and Stony Brook will break it easily. Quinn Gorman getting ready to sub in as well. Pratt double teamed in the backcourt, got it ahead for Andre Shoshik, so no 10-second violation. Shoshik through the legs, finds the open man. Goods right wing, 3 is in.
Richard Goods giving the Pirates something they're missing right there.
A big man that can shoot a 3, or anyone that can shoot a 3 for that matter. Johnson stopped up mid-range, shooting over the head of Butler, missed it off the back iron. Goods got it and threw it over to Pratt. 7 minutes gone by here in the second half. Stony Brook trying to extend what is already a big lead, and a foul from Long on Rich Goods right away slows this play down just a little bit. Stony Brook on an extended 16-2 run. It's 13-0 in the last 2:48. And we'll hit a media timeout here on the WSB YouTube page. Back over to Matt Makowicz for more updates about Georgia Tech.
Okay, we're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Okay, Dylan Henshaw did hit the first batter of the inning, but he got the 2 more outs after that. And right now he has a 3-1 count on, let's see, who is batting right now against Drew Burris, who is the center fielder for this team and the leadoff hitter, and a 321 hitter at that. So Seawolves still comfortably, not really comfortably in control, but in control by a score of 5-2. Let's take a look at the other games going on right now. You got 13:26 left in the second half. Charleston up on Monmouth 49-44. Also, UNC Wilmington and Campbell still in halftime. They should be out of halftime by now, but nope, looks like they still are. 7 p.m. tip-off for NCAT and Elon. Hofstra beat Northeastern 82-68. See what's going on in the NBA tonight. Should have a full schedule. So Magic and Suns just underway. Sixers and Pelicans at 7 p.m. 8 p.m. Grizzlies and Heat. Same for Pistons and Bulls. Kings and Spurs at 8:30. Rockets and Knicks at the Garden. And that's pretty much it for Saturday in the NBA. NHL, well, we're not going to have any NHL action until Wednesday, but gold medal game, USA versus Canada, 8 a.m. tomorrow. So let's send it back to the guys, and they'll take it from here.
Back here on the YouTube page, my name's Kevin Broderick, joined by Kevin Wigan. 13:07 to play here in the second half. 53-36 to score. Stony Brook up by, let's just call it a wide margin. I mean, I could do the math. It's 17 points, but it's just a wide margin at this point.
Almost the amount of inches of snow we're going to. No, I'm not sure what the exact, but we're in for another blizzard here on Long Island.
Got to stay safe, everyone. Make sure that you are prepared for the storm. It's going to be a legit one. Not only a lot of snow, but this time some 50-mile-per-hour gusts, Kevin. I mean, that's going to take down a couple of trees. You got an old one hanging around in your yard, just maybe make sure it's not going to fall on your house. My dad's an insurance agent and a firefighter, so he sees both of those sides. Not only the destruction of the tree, the removal of the tree, and then what the homeowners do after the removal of the tree. It's no joke.
What's your thoughts if you were a homeowner about shoveling? Would you do it after it's all done or at intervals?
I think it depends on how fit you are.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an older person, I might just pay someone to do it afterwards. You know, as an able-bodied person myself right now, I think I'd make my life a little bit easier and do, you know, a couple inches fall, clean it up so it's not tons and tons of snow later on in the day.
It's like the movie Holes.
It is. Eric Pratt deep in the right wing to start it off, looking to extend this 13-0 run. Stony Brook with a 17-point lead, but a turnover off the hands of Jonah Butler. Quickly ahead, it's Cooper, stopped up at the top of the key. Throws it past behind him to Haskins, back to the left wing with Cooper. He'll dribble the top of the key, guarded by Shoshik, fires the pass to the far corner. Ellie coming in mid-range, fouled. No and one for him. He'll go to the free throw line, shooting two, with Hampton in desperate need of some points.
A lot of Hampton fans came here, and I look a little upset right now. But
you know, Kevin, I don't blame you. I thought the same thing. That's actually from the dance team earlier.
Even the bottom portion, I thought they were mixed up in blue.
Yeah, no, the dance team apparently is a blue theme. So most of them are here to support their daughters who are dancing at halftime.
I did see a cool Hampton bomber jacket. So
there are Hampton fans here. Don't get that wrong. Hampton, for my money, one of the teams that travels better than anyone else across the CAA. Always feels like there's at least a crowd for the Pirates. Eric Pratt trying to get around Williams to the front court. He'll stop up at the logo and give it over to Gorman. 15 seconds left on the shot clock. Here's Andre Shoshik, 70 points away from the top 5 freshman scorers all time at Stony Brook, but he'll turn the ball over to Ellie. Ellie streaking to the paint. Teardrop shot in and out. Rebound fought for. Long tipped out of bounds. Saved by Shoshik and got it into the hands of Quinn Gorman. Back for Andre. Goes behind the back. Crossover. It's Butler at the right wing. Now Pratt at the logo. Pratt can't go quickly. Long in front of him. Through the legs. Driving over to the paint. Stops up. Fadeaway shot. Oh, just barely couldn't drop it in. Spun all the way around and spilled into the hands of Cooper for the defensive rebound. Long three for Long. not finding his mark. 2 substitutions getting ready to come back into the game, Rich Goods and Rob Brown.
Yeah, the Seawolves got to keep their foot in the pedal here.
Andre Shoshkik, isolated look behind the back, drives over to the right block, stops, hits Gorman, left wing 3, back iron no good. Butler on the rebound, went out of bounds, last touched by Jonah. So it will be Pirate basketball as we hit another media timeout here on Stony Brook's YouTube page, Stony Brook WUSB. And we'll give it over to Matt.
Okay, guys, we are now in the bottom of the 6th inning, and Georgia Tech has loaded up against Dylan Henshaw. Bases loaded, 2 out. You have a 1-1 count right now on Von Lackey, who is the cleanup hitter. So, and has a .545 batting average. So, he's got to a 1-1 count, and he's going to throw slider diming away, 2-1. Taking a look at any other action going on, some of the stories that we were covering too. As Johannes Høsflot Klæbo, remember that him, he's from Norway. He completed his historic gold medal sweep of the men's cross-country skiing events on Saturday by winning his 6th race and setting the record for the most golds by one athlete in a single Winter Olympics. His victory in the 50-kilometer mass start race shattered the nearly 50-year record set by American speed skater Eric Heiden, who won 5 golds in the Lake Placid Olympics, kind of overshadowed by the miracle on ice, but he did win every speed skating event for the men that year. As the count is worked to 2-2, and oh, come on. Henshaw missed just out the outside corner. Count goes to 3-2, so we might as well give you a play-by-play of what's going on here. You got the bases loaded, 2 out. You're in the bottom of the 6th inning. Stony Brook hanging on to a 5-3 lead, which could go away with one swing of the bat here. And he's going up against the number 4 hitter on Georgia Tech with a .545 batting average. Runners are going. Ball 4, he walked in. Oof. He walked in a run. Now it's 5-4. So with that, I'll give it back to you guys because we'll have another update on the next break.
All right, back to the basketball game at hand. 53-38 the score. 11:27 remaining in the half. Kevin, it's been a great 9-minute stretch, 8-minute stretch. We have 8 minutes and 33 seconds played in the second half. And Stony Brook have felt a step ahead of Hampton every stretch.
Yeah, they just look at the better team right now, and both teams right now look a little subdued because Stony Brook up huge here, and just got to keep your pedal on the gas, though, for the Seawolves. We've seen these games go the other way, but big lead right now, so feeling good.
Williams will take it up the court. Remember, men's lacrosse played earlier today, a big loss to Virginia, so baseball, if they got a win against Georgia Tech, that would be a good job, and they do get the out. Only one given away in the bottom of the 6th. Stony Brook just a couple of innings away from getting that win against the number 2 team in the country. Left-hand finger roll will go for Williams down to the block, and a turnover. Nope. Going to be called last touched by Hampton. So Stony Brook will have another opportunity to inbound it as we get a substitution. Christian Watson coming in for Quentin Cooper. And are we going to get a challenge here potentially from Ivan Thomas?
He was waving his finger, so.
Ivan Thomas going to use his challenge to find possession back for his team, down by 13 with 10:58 remaining in the second half. The challenge is who touched the ball last, as a pass, or an inbound, I should say, from the baseline by Pratt did end up out of bounds on the near sideline.
Yeah, they think Eric Pratt just threw it astray, but see if we can look at this.
Again, the initial call on the floor was Stony Brook basketball, and Rob Brown didn't look like he thought it went straight out of bounds. Can always kind of tell by the players' reactions, Kevin. Not exactly professionals that know to keep everything covered up.
I guess Hampton, they're thinking right now is a 3-pointer, 10-point game, and 10 minutes left. It's now or never.
And again, looking at the CAA basketball standings, we'll key in on Hampton for a second. They're 6-8, which is surprisingly, Kevin, tied all the way with Elon, Towson, and Hampton, and tied for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Does that hit Rob Brown's hand? Oh.
No, you're looking as if it was touched by Williams. Kind of hard to tell that zoomed in. And the call now from the referees.
Little Marvin Gaye, what's going on?
Looks like it will be overturned to Hampton basketball, waiting for the referees to make it official on the far sideline. As they're still reviewing it, but the other referees are set up and ready to go.
So here you go, three-pointer. Be a 10-point ball game, so.
Yeah. 13 points the difference right now. Hampton getting it back with an opportunity to go on a quick run after the turnover from Eric Pratt. It's now 3 turnovers in the last 2:34, but one taken right back by Brown. He tipped the inbound pass for Williams. Trying to spin around Williams to the front court. Brown will slow it down. His pass over to Goods, tied up on the floor. Williams with a hustle play to get back there, and should be a jump ball now. Stony Brook will keep possession. But everything got just a little sloppy, Mr. Wagon.
Yeah, a little lackadaisical right now. Both teams trying to get to the finish line.
Again, 13 points. It's plenty of a cushion for Stony Brook to use. Rich Goods with 13 points tonight. Eric Pratt with 22. Rob Brown with 5. Butler hasn't taken a shot in his time on the floor. Ethan Simmons is 1 for 3 from the three-point line, has 3 points.
Yeah, it's something mentally. When you go up big, you just think game's in your hands or something.
Rob Brown to Simmons. At the left wing, back to the logo, it's Pratt. Marked by Williams, trying to seal him off far away. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Pratt drives, couldn't get through. Hits it to Brown, walks at the baseline, cut it into the middle, and it was stripped away by Hampton. They'll go to the front court now. Williams near corner. Johnson right wing, swings it across left. Struthers a long 3, hit the front rim, no good. Rebound goes into the hands of Rich Goods, who had to get back into the play after he was hit in the face. Eric Pratt, dribble drive, down the left seam. Pratt had it swatted out of his hands, but a foul called. That'll go against Daniel Johnson. 10:07 to play in the second half, and Eric Pratt has an opportunity to get up to 24 points.
Here comes Shoshkeek.
Shoshkeek likely tagging out either Simmons or Butler. Really just shows the depth of strategy that this team can have as well, for a 1 to be tagging out a 3 or a 4.
Yeah, you're right, though, about the beginning of the game. I mean, Gorman, how many minutes has he played? I mean, he starts the game, but most minutes, I think.
It's largely split up between Valentini. I mean, Valentini hasn't had a lot of time in the second half either. It's been a lot of Butler and Simmons. So I think it's somewhat matchup dependent, somewhat depending on how the game is going.
So Seawolves are playing a little small ball, and it's working. So
have Rich Goods on the floor, so they do have one of their 2 centers out there. But the 4 is definitely small, with Jonah Butler only standing at 6'6". Struthers gives it over Long, driving down on Brown. Gets the shot up, no good. Johnson on the putback dump, couldn't slam it in. Here comes Pratt in transition. Euro step to the basket on the left hand. Off the box and in. Back to a 17-point lead for Stony Brook, and Eric Pratt has 24. Long, top of the three-point line. Sends it to the right wing. Johnson, sealed off by Pratt. Throws it over to the near corner. Good fake shot for Watson. Moves in mid-range. Skips it out to the far corner. Williams, a 3, got it in.
Williams keeps playing hard, but Eric Pratt is just too much right now for Hampton.
Hampton again with the backcourt press. Stony Brook got to get it to the front. They'll find Rob Brown. Long 3. Brown, too short. Struthers. Still sitting on 11 points. He's been stuck there for nearly 30 minutes.
He was strutting his stuff earlier. But
Long spin move into the restricted zone. Believe got fouled by Goods or Butler.
That's the one I was hanging on for a long time. Strutting his stuff. Struthers.
Yeah, I jinxed you. I said you were going to have plenty of opportunities to use it. You have not.
It's a shame.
Long will go to the free throw line. Stony Brook with 4 personal fouls in the half. Hampton with 5. As Long will miss his first free throw. A 68% shooter coming into this game.
Yeah, so the big man, Josh Ogendale, hasn't played at all here in the second half. Wonder if that's injury or just strategy.
Ogendale started last game against Stony Brook, but only played 7 minutes, which was his season low. So maybe this Stony Brook team a little too fast for Ogendale, who, I mean, listen, I'm going to call it how it is. 275 is pretty heavy for a basketball player.
Yep.
And now I'm not taking away the fact that he's a D1 athlete, much more athletic than I am, but it's much higher than the norm that you're used to seeing, even with guys that are 7 feet tall. Andre Shoshkik drive over to the left shoulder, kicks it out right wing. Goods will hold it there, trying to find Brown mid-range, fouled by Struthers. So Hampton will take their 6th personal foul of the half, now 1 away from putting Stony Brook into the bonus.
That's why I was calling it the small ball lineup. I know that Richard Goods, I mean, he's only 6'9", but he's got the big frame. But a lot of these teams we're seeing have multiple 7-footers. So Richard Goods really holding his own against all these big men in the CAA.
Rich Goods also a deceptive 6'9", and not in the way that you would think he's smaller, but more in the way that he's just immensely athletic and talented with his footwork. Eric Pratt right wing, trying to drive around Johnson, and he'll fumble the ball out of bounds. Turnover on Eric Pratt. Hampton take it back. Seawolves still lead by 13, 57-44 the score with 8:20 remaining. One of the more relaxing games I think Stony Brook fans have been able to enjoy here at the arena. It hasn't been as much of a heart attack as some of the other ones have. Ellie, left wing, Brown on his back, drove into the top of the key, pops there, hit it off the back iron, spiked away, still alive for Williams, and a foul called. That is going to go against Rob Brown, so Williams doing a good job to take another one there. Stony Brook up to their fifth personal foul.
Just think about that Monmouth game. That was an electric game. Seawolves take them on in New Jersey next, but Seawolves just couldn't get the shot to beat them.
Good deflection down low by Butler. Comes back out for a 3, and Ellie will hit it.
A 10-point game, so
anything's possible. Still 7:47 left. Stony Brook trying to close it out. Rob Brown at the right wing. Simon getting ready to check back into the game. Handoff for Pratt at the logo. He'll try to drive on the left side. Stripped of the ball, and Williams has it. Breaking forward to a 2-on-1. Shoshkik the man back. Williams layup is in. Under 10 points, and Hampton on a 9-0 run.
Little press here. See if Gino's going to call a timeout or just let them play. He's going to let them play, it looks like.
Gino likes to let his guys play and hold timeouts for late game scenarios. Not everyone agrees with it, but it actually works more than you would think. Eric Pratt right wing, double team. Passing it out to the right wing with Rich Goods. Goods dumping it inside, short corner. Pratt bumping with his shoulder, knocks Williams down, bounces it over to the post, and it's put up and in by Andre Shoshkik.
Got it off under some trees there.
Now we'll get a timeout, becomes immediate timeout here on WUSB. Matt Mankiewicz will send it over to you with an update on the baseball game, now tied at 5.
Well, guess what? Yes, tied at 5. And the reason why is a fellow named Ryan Zuckerman just homered an opposite field home run off Dylan Henshaw. Now, why Henshaw came out for a 4th inning of work, I have no idea, because he was starting to fade in his 3rd inning of work. His first 2 were fine. The game is now tied at 5, and yes, we are now in the bottom of the 7th inning, and finally, John Rizzo is going to come in to replace Henshaw. Maybe that's it. Maybe he didn't want to go to Rizzo. I am sure George Karatzis is going to have a lot to say about this tomorrow night on the sports section, 10 p.m. to midnight as usual. But it is 5-5 and a 3-run lead blown, but here we go. Continuing on, games in progress. Get 6:07 left at Charleston. They've opened up a 63-54 lead over Monmouth. Also, Campbell, they're now in the second half, 12:54 left in it, and The Camels lead UNCW 46-44. So that game's been going back and forth. That would be a nice upset if Campbell could pull that off at home. 7 p.m. tip-off for NCAT and Elon. The Hofstra beat Northeastern 82-68. Men's lacrosse game heard on WUSB Radio. 19-7. Virginia beat Stony Brook. This is the second game of a doubleheader, this Georgia Tech matchup. The first one was won by the Yellow Jackets by a score of 10-5, and softball lost to Quinnipiac earlier today. Women's lacrosse not due back in action for a couple of days yet, as they will be playing UConn on the road. I believe that's on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the men will be on the road as well. Okay, let's give it back to the Kevins, and they'll take you the rest of the way.
We're the Kevins, 6:55 remaining in the second half. Stony Brook up by 10 points right now. Hampton mounting their best comeback effort in the second half recently. But still, you feel that cooler heads will prevail for Stony Brook as they get Simon back on the floor. Rob Brown probably to take a couple of minutes of rest before he's back in for the rest of the game.
And maybe games like Columbia early on in UNCW when they blew some big leads, they've adapted here.
Still ended up winning that Columbia game, lost the UNCW game, which would have been a great one to have, especially when it comes to the conference standings. Ellie, straight away for three, knocked it in. Ellie's starting to heat up right now. 11 points on the night. He's 1 for 2 from the three-point line. Make it 14 and 2 for 3. An alley-oop down low. That's a turnover. Stony Brook starting to get a little antsy, only up by 7. This lead was 17 not too long ago. Williams right wing, drives on the right hand, retreats over to the near corner. Throws it out to the deep right wing. It's handled by Watson and whipped across the court. Foul called now on Simon as he was trying to defend Michael Ellie.
Here comes the big man we haven't seen all second half.
So Ogundeli back into the game. And Matt with his head in his hand as Georgia Tech has now taken the lead against the Seawolves. Oh, still 5-5.
Quinn Gorman checked in.
Gorman did trek in. Ogundeli got it in. Ellie, left wing three, not going to fall. Long on the offensive rebound. Needs a passing option. Throws it to the right wing. Got fouled beforehand. Shoshkik trying to get his guys together, everyone to reset and lock in. Long will go to the free throw line as Hampton now in the bonus. Stony Brook one away from the bonus. And the Pirates on a 12-2 run over the last 3:09. Long, his first shot will go, so he'll get a second.
The Seawolves just this season have had a hard time really knocking teams out. So
Long, another shot, in and out. Goods flew in for the rebound, got tied up, and it will be a jump ball. Possession over to Hampton. So Stony Brook at least get the arrow back in their direction. A 6-point difference. Hampton could knock that all the way down to 3 right now, Kevin. That would be a gut punch.
yeah, this game's just been luring around, but all of a sudden it can get pretty interesting fast. So a lot of time left too.
Seawolves with an important defensive stand upcoming. Mark Dixon trying to bark out some commands from the bench, one of the assistant head coaches here. Long gets the inbound, slips through, and a dunk. A little miscommunication about who is switching where, and he ends up all alone. A 4-point game now, and the Seawolves in a scoring drought.
Gave Richard Goods a little bit of his own.
Pratt through the legs, down the seam. Pratt on the basket, got fouled. Didn't find the and one. So Stony Brook will go into the bonus with that foul as well. Johnson picking up his 4th personal foul, so he's one away from hitting the showers early. So Pratt will be shooting 2 regardless. Trying to cut off this 6-0 run, Kevin.
He's been Mr. Efficiency tonight, so.
He has. Pratt making his first there. The efficiency Kevin's referencing, 10 for 14 from the field, 4 for 4 from the three-point line. Trying to drop a 30-piece on the Pirates. This next free throw would get him to 28. Second shot for Pratt, front rim no good. Gorman almost had a hand on it, but it was taken by Xavier Long, who leads the CAA in rebounding. I've mentioned his double-doubles. He has 7 of them so far this year. Williams, marked by Shoshkik. Gives it to Ellie, now back. Left wing again. Held by Watson. A triple threat. Williams to the right wing. Throws it over to Long. How it was open from 3. Will drive to the baseline. Spins into the block. Stripped away by Shoshkik. Picked his pocket, and Shoshkik continues to do that down the stretch of games. 60-55 the score. Stony Brook lead by 5. Shoshkik. Skip pass to the right wing for Goods. Hand off Pratt. He'll take it over to the logo. Eli in front of him with an isolated drive. Pratt sends it out. Simmons for 3 on the way. In and out. Rebound. Ellie has it. Quickly over to Williams to the baseline. Floater, no good. Rebound taken by Johnson. Rejected by Gorman. Ball goes out of bounds. Last touched by Gorman. So it'll be Hampton basketball with Tomas Valentini checking in.
Cruel life for Gorman. Gets a huge block and heads right to the bench, but
it's what he does. So 2 blocks for Gorman now on the night. 1 rebound in the minutes he's played. 2 points as well. Valentini also has 2 points and 2 blocks. I think they have identical stat lines, unless that's an error. That would be very funny if it was. Williams throws it straight away. Long. Dribbles over to the left wing, back to Ellie. He'll take it from 3, left it short. Goods climbed the ladder in order to get the rebound. Now with 4:24 to play, still a 5-point Stony Brook lead. Andre Shoshkik dribbling on the right hand out of the logo. Skips it, Goods left wing. No field goals in the last 2:31 for the Seawolves. Eric Pratt, a rip through, moves mid-range, retreats to the left wing, drives down to the free throw line. Sends it behind him. Andre Shoshkik, long 3, in and out. Just barely couldn't get that to fall. 4 minutes left. It's still a 5-point lead for Stony Brook. Left shoulder, held by Long. Valentini in front of him. Puts out his right hand to try to keep Long at bay. Skips it over. Ogundelli holds at the right shoulder now. Skipped it and tipped away. Shoshkik breaking free. Andre Shoshkik to the basket. An easy breakaway layup. His second steal in the last couple of minutes. It's a 7-point Stony Brook lead.
Remember last game, he was the guy with the steal that pretty much clinched the game.
Williams trying to settle his guys. He'll drive to the baseline. Sealed off and blocked by Shoshkik. He gets called for a foul, though. And with that, we'll hit our last media timeout of the day here on the WSB YouTube channel. Matt Mankiewicz, it's all you.
Okay, so 7 innings complete, as John Rizzo did get out of the inning, but did walk a guy. And one problem, Johnny Pilla, a couple of backhanded grounders he had trouble with a runner on first. He did manage to get the force. Can't assume double play, can't charge him with an error, but 2 missed double plays. One definitely did cost the Seawolves in Henshaw's second inning of work that led to the 2 runs that got him within 1. But the home run, after leaving him in, I think, too long, tied the game in the 7th inning. So that's where we are as we go into the top of the 8th, 5-5. But, of course, they're replaying things a little bit here. What I want to see is the foul ball that hit Coach Jim Martin. Okay, they're not going to show that. Maybe just for the best. But Georgia Tech worked their way back into this game. Okay, so quick update on the CAA basketball. 2:48 left down in Charleston. Cougars up on Monmouth 69-60. That, of course, is good for the Seawolves. Meanwhile, Also good for the Seawolves. Campbell is somehow hanging on, 51-50 up on UNC Wilmington with 9:27 left in the second. And Cat and Elon, as you know, 7 p.m. start, and Hofstra beat Northeastern 82-68, which is not so good for the Seawolves. Of course, men's lacrosse losing earlier today in a game heard on WUSB Radio, 19-7 to Virginia. CAA schedule still a long way off for them. And women's lacrosse inactive today, though the rest of the CAA was. Softball lost to Quinnipiac earlier today. I believe this was a 7-2 score. And in the NBA, the Knicks are in action later tonight at 8:30, hosting the Houston Rockets. But you got 8:50 left in the second quarter. Magic lead the Suns 32-30. 7 p.m. start for Sixers and Pelicans. Grizzlies and Heat at 8. Pistons and Bulls likewise. Kings and Spurs same. And the evening ends with Rockets and Knicks. The Denver Nuggets scored 157 points in a win against Portland. That is the most they've played on the road in franchise history. And what's even crazier, that was all in regulation. Okay, team's back on the court. Back to the Kevins.
And we're back here for the final 3:19 in the second half. Kevin Wigan, a 7-point lead for the Seawolves. Some free throw shots upcoming for the Pirates, trying to find their 9th CAA victory of the conference year.
Yeah, I mean, Hofstra just got their 10th win of the season, so every game important now, coming down the stretch.
Williams' first shot is good. 56 now for Hampton.
Yeah, this one not even close to over, so.
Williams on his second in and out, and Valentini will have it calmly, as none of the Pirates were even close to him.
Yeah, Rob Brown checked back in now.
6 points the difference for Andre Shoshkik to work with. Eric Pratt has 27, looking for a 30-piece. Rich Goods holds it at the right wing, puts it on the floor, looks off to Andre Shoshkik. He'll drive left wing, takes it down low, skip past Goods, got fouled, doesn't find the and one.
Shoshkik, nice dish right there to Richard Goods, but they hit the free throw line.
Goods will go for 2 shots, trying to get his team to 64 points. First shot is up and good.
So Valentini is the 5th man of the party. Coach Ford's going to trust here going down the stretch here. How long? We'll see.
Second shot. Goods will hit both of them. So Rich Goods, good shooting percentage from the free throw line, at least compared to what he usually averages. As Hampton will go quick in transition. Long got it in the restricted zone and got fouled. So he'll go to the free throw line. This game starting to get bogged up by these free throw trips.
Yeah, that's what Hampton wants too. Stop the clock.
No field goals for Hampton in the last 3:13, but like we said, with the free throw line, they're still getting points. 56-64, it's an 8-point game, but Long has to sink these to match Goods. First shot up, Longs will hit it.
Seawolves with 9, Pirates with 8 fouls, so.
Long, the last time he played the Seawolves, had a 11-point double-double. Has been held to only 4 rebounds today. Misses the second shot, and this time Rob Brown will get it. Andre Shoshkik gets to the front court, double team. Got it off to Pratt, rotated. Rob Brown, left wing 3, left too short. Rebound, fumbled, and out of bounds. Mistake from Daniel Johnson, had no one near him, and just completely swung the ball past the baseline.
Yeah, Rob Brown too, missed the 3. Almost 2 open there, but Seawolves ball.
2:31 remaining. Check back into Eric Pratt. 64-57 Stony Brook lead. Pratt bumping his way to the block. Got it. And one. Pratt at 29 points, looking for number 30. It would be the 3rd time this year he's gotten into that category.
Yeah, I was here against Charleston. He was stuck on 39 at the line. So let's see if we can get it done here for that spot.
Pratt misses number 30. Something about it, Kevin.
I was just going to be quiet, but I don't know.
Williams at the right wing. Spins into the paint, then got knocked down. That's going to be a foul on Stony Brook. I'm not exactly sure who they're calling that on. It looked like he just tripped, and Gino Ford, again, palms to the sky. He doesn't know what's going on. So that will once again send Hampton to the free throw line. But again, as long as Stony Brook keeps scoring on the other end, they could play this match all day.
Yeah, Seawolves can trade buckets. Pirates can't, so they need stops, the Pirates. But
Williams 1 for 2 on the day so far. Third shot is money.
have like a saw-looking Seawolf there, Wolfie. Got the saw eyes.
Yeah, I don't know who's looking at the Jumbotron when there's a free throw, but they do play that quite frequently. Second shot for Williams, trying to crack 59 points. On the way and in. 66-59 the score. Stony Brook lead by 7. Could have been 8 if Pratt had that and 1 conversion. He's 3 for 5 at the free throw line today. I believe his worst shooting percentage of any. Rob Brown open in the right wing. Brown on the way, delivers.
That's 2 times now. Left him wide open, and that's what Brown can do for you right there.
Brown, a cold 1 for 6 before that shot. A little bit better now at 2 for 7. Long for a 3, couldn't trade it. And the rebound's taken by Shoshkik. Pass at the baseline, skipped it to Brown, turned it over. Now Long flying to the rack. He'll lay it in.
Richard Goods was all alone. I was expecting a house bringer, but
that's one of those moments where Valentini has to keep his eye on the ball and not turn like he already had possession. That was a good pass from Rob Brown, just Valentini with a mental error. Rich Goods, deep in the right wing, harassed, but got it over to Brown. Tied up down low, needs to send it out. Found Andre Shoshkik straight away. Andre. And a whistle going to be called. I think this is something off ball, Kevin. Do you see what it was?
no.
It's going to go.
That's their 10th, so 2 shots.
Yeah. Stony Brook in the double bonus. Hampton still in the single bonus. Stony Brook's next foul will put Hampton into the double bonus, though. $1:20 remaining in this matchup against Stony Brook, looking for their 9th win in the CAA. Eric Pratt at the free throw line. He could break 30 and 31. First shot is in, so Eric Pratt up to 30 points.
They're trying to go 12-3 at home. It's their second to last home game. I think next home game is the last one, right? Senior night?
Last night will be against Towson, who beat them just a couple weeks ago.
Tejada and Williamson, those 2 guys had their way with Seawolves.
The big duo. Second shot for Pratt. Ties now his record of 31 points at Northeastern as his second most scored this season. 39 still his all-time record, that against Charleston in overtime as well. Williams giving over left wing. Johnson kicks it far corner. The 3 not going to go. Put back. Got it in, a foul. Christian Watson will go to the line. Rob Brown frustrated. Gino Ford livid. I can read his lips. It's a big what, and now he'll cover up his mouth.
And Gino hasn't gone grocery food shopping yet. He's trying to get that now.
Gino just a little frustrated about the officiating down the stretch of this game. Hampton have the difference at 8 and now at 7 with the conversion. 1:07 to play. These are the possessions that really close out games if you are the Seawolves. Shoshkik slowly up the floor. He'll get to the front court. Struthers trying to strip it away. He'll give it over to Pratt at the left wing. Pratt through the legs, long on the perimeter against him. Pratt sealed off, has to give it back to Shoshkik. At the logo, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Andre Shoshkik and a foul on Struthers. He knocked Rob Brown hard down to the court. Third personal foul now for Struthers. Stony Brook in the double bonus. And they'll send Rob Brown, who is shooting 90% at the free throw line. (71-64) the current score. Brown, his first free throw, misses it off to the left. Stony Brook will get back into their defensive set. They won't go for the offensive board if Brown misses. Second shot, got it in. So Rob Brown now up to 9 points on the night. Given into Struthers. He'll fly forward. 40 seconds left in the game. Long at the right wing holds it. Handoff, Johnson was right behind him. Johnson for three, closed out, but a foul against Goods. Rich Goods, a foul at the three-point line. Giving Hampton a little bit of life with 34.2 left on the clock. Now, if there's one note I think Gino Ford will have for his team going into the locker room, it's about the fouls late into this game.
Yeah, a lot of hacking and whacking, as Clyde Frazier says, but yeah, you can't have that there. 10-point or 8-point lead and fouling from the three-point line. That's just not good. Giving the Pirates, who are on life support, a little bit of hope here.
Johnson made his first, his second, drains as well. Up to 66 points, trying to make it 67. That would be a 5-point difference. Long on his third, shot up and once again in. Ely will come back onto the floor and a timeout taken by Ivan Thomas. We'll stay right here. But a big mistake right there from Rich Goods. He knew this game was getting called tighter. And Gino Ford will now bark out the commands to his team, if not just chewing into Goods specifically.
Yeah, at least the Seawolves, they are going to get 2 free throws if they're fouled, but the Pirates are going to try to get a steal here, but if they foul, Seawolves get 2 shots, so it's one benefit there for the Seawolves with all these fouls. But yeah, Richard Goods right there can't foul with 30 seconds left, especially in the three-point line. But
especially against a team that's only shooting 29% from 3 on the year. Johnson himself shooting 32%. He was 1 for 5 against Hofstra. He would have been better off just letting him take that shot even completely uncontested rather than a risky closeout.
it looks like the Pirates are going to show a press here and try to get a steal and make this a one-possession game, but hopefully it's just more foul shots for the Seawolves.
Andre Shoshkik needs to inbound it. Eric Pratt coming for him. Doesn't go for the first option, fires it into Butler. Back to Shoshkik to waste some more seconds. Andre Shoshkik will go to the free throw line now. So Shoshkik at the free throw line trying to make it back to a 7-point lead for the Seawolves. First shot on the way, it's good. Shoshkik shooting 95% from the free throw line this season.
We just need him for 2 halves now. If we can get 12 and 12, 24 points, that'll be something with Eric Pratt, but regardless, 11 points right now. He showed up in the second half.
Shoshkik also sitting on 4 personal fouls, as is Johnson, so those two are 1 away from going. Shoshkik will make his second. He's only missed 2 on the year, Kevin. Inbound goes to Long halfway. Back over to Williams. He'll drive the basket quickly. Left hand, he got it in. Quick score for Williams. Continues to make this game a conversation. Check in. Pratt has it. Harassed. Pratt still holding on. Got fouled. Struthers will now take his 4th personal. .7 seconds remain. Stony Brook just have to continue shooting well at the free throw line in order to close it out. Ely will check back in for some more offense. Oh, that actually went against Johnson, Kevin. Excuse me. So Struthers stays on 3, but Johnson fouls out.
Should have heard a little hit the road jab. We would have known better.
It was Johnson and Struthers who were both on Eric Pratt at the baseline as he was trying to escape. So it really could have went on either one of them. Eric Pratt, his first is good.
So what a night he's had now. You've said it, efficiency, 11 for 15, 4 for 4 from 3. Not going to say anything about free throws, but 6 rebounds, 2 assists.
Does have 6 turnovers, so I'm sure he's going to want to fix that, but Pratt does make his second. Stony Brook as a team with 16 turnovers. Williams going again quickly, ball tipped and all the way out of bounds. Good defensive play by Stony Brook.
Security guard was wide open there for 3.
Oh, that actually hit off of one of the Hampton players. It did, so a little bit of friendly fire from Williams. Now allowing Stony Brook to take a possession. Would make it a 9-point game if they get fouled in 2 free throws. Shoshkik sends it in instantly, up into the hands of Pratt. He's fouled by Williams. So now Williams, one of the top point producers today from Hampton, on 4 personal fouls.
In the games I've seen, I just don't see, I know there's scorers ahead of him in the CAA, but it's hard to top his scoring prowess here for the Seawolves. So
Pratt will make his first.
We're going to see some good ones with Tejada and was it Cruz?
Cruz Davis.
Cruz Davis with Hofstra.
Pratt up to 34 now, trying to make it 35. Missed it on the front rim, goes over to Ellie. Michael Ellie, left wing 3 in transition, rattled it in. Quick timeout now for Hampton, back to a 5-point game. Final timeout now for Hampton. Stony Brook still hold on to 2 of them. Again, 11 seconds, Kevin. It's a possibility in a 5-point game. You turn something over.
Yeah, March Madness.
You miss a shot.
You see crazy things happen in seconds. So Seawolves just have to secure the pass and get back to that strike where they got 2 free throws to put this game out of hand here.
It's a full timeout from Hampton, so they use 2 timeouts in order to get it. They'll take a long huddle right now, probably try to draw up the couple of plays that they want. Again, like I said, Gino Ford still with 2 timeouts remaining, and Stony Brook have been solid so far. Not perfect, but solid so far on their baseline inbounds. Only one of them that I can remember went as a turnover.
You're right, his strategy there was a second where Hampton got it within 6 or 8, and Gino just does not use those timeouts. He keeps them for late, but he trusts his team to learn on the fly and adapt. So got a lot of trust in these guys. He's got Eric Pratt and Rob Brown, graduate players, so a lot of trust in those 2 guys.
Jonah Butler will come into the game. He has 1 steal. Eric Pratt has 2. Brown has 2. Goods has 1. Shoshkik has 3. Stony Brook as a team have 10 steals today. Brown gets the inbound, looking to get fouled. He'll skip it back over to Shoshkik. Breaking away, Shoshkik is fouled. Had Goods all alone underneath the basket, and he likely would have been able to dribble out the clock, but Shoshkik just a little too slow, and Michael Ellie will get the foul off. Now that's Ellie up to 4 personal fouls.
I wanted the poetic big slam against his former team, but
So Goods walked to the left side of the court to set up underneath the basket. Now he'll walk to the right side of the court to set up underneath the basket. The life of a big. Shoshkik will make his first free throw. 78-72. It's a 6-point game with 6.8 remaining. At this point, it would be one of the craziest endings in history of NCAA basketball in order for Hampton to win this game. Shoshkik on his second will make it. Now Hampton have to inbound it from their own baseline. They'll send it on the floor. Shoshkik going after it. Couldn't find the takeaway. Long with numbers now. Pulls up at the left wing. Couldn't hit it. And there goes the buzzer. Stony Brook will hang on for a 79-72 win. They'll win their 9th conference game as well. Sole possession of 4th place, at least for the time being. And no, actually, complete sole possession as the final between Monmouth and Charleston already official. The Cougars with a 74-63 win. So Stony Brook in sole possession of 4th place with an opportunity at a double round bye at DC. It would be their first in school history.
Yeah, they're going to head to Monmouth, New Jersey coming up here. And then it's going to be the Battle of Long Island. Hofstra got their 10th win. Seawolves got their 9th today. And then they finish up with one of the favorites coming into the season, the Towson Tigers. But 3 left and a big chance here for the Seawolves to get that double bye. That'd be something.
With that, I will bid adieu to the broadcast. I'll leave it with Matt Mankiewicz and Kevin Wigan for the postgame. And then we will wrap up the stream. Once again, Stony Brook wins 79-72.
Okay, guys, yeah, we're going to the bottom of the 9th inning on the baseball game, by the way. Still tied at 5. So, but Georgia Tech, one of the top 5 teams in the nation. Seawolves trying to salvage one game of the 4-game set. Lost the first game of doubleheader by a score of 10-5. I believe they had. So this will be a 3rd game before they play tomorrow. Okay, in any case, nice win by the Seawolves. I thought Hampton would give them a game, and they did. And they kept coming back. That's the other thing. And as I said to you before the game, Kevin, this team, the one thing that I like most about them is the growth. Is that they figured, and the other thing too is Eric Pratt is back to being Eric Pratt again.
I mean, they looked at that gauntlet. Remember that gauntlet? It was UNCW, Hofstra, and Charleston. Now you got this, not really a gauntlet now because anything's possible, but they were looking at a 1-6 record at that point. But now you're looking at this Monmouth, Hofstra, and Towson. Not really a gauntlet. Stony Brook's kind of on par with these teams, but a real chance here with teams right there with them. I mean, we were just talking about the double bye for the first time.
Well, look, you looked at that 3-game gauntlet from earlier this season, and you were looking at it with a bit of trepidation. You don't look at it with anywhere near the level of trepidation now. That's the most important thing you got here. You have a team, and you have a team. This team plays so well as a team. You got Goods there at 15 points. You got Shoshkik with 14. And the 14 doesn't seem like a lot, but the most important thing, yes.
Well, he had 0. I mean, first half. I mean,
yeah, 0 in the first half. That's one thing. And the other thing, too, is that he was in on everything. He was in on the action. He was coming up with steals. He was forcing people to make bad plays. He was all over the place. He's playing to his full potential, I think. That's the most important thing to see out of him. And you're seeing people making contributions. You see Coyne that's coming up with a big play here and there. And we were talking about him and saying, what basically takes up space out there. No, he's not. Everybody is buying in. And this is a team that is poised to make a run. Okay, they're going to go up against the UNC Wilmington, and it's not going to be the same. They'll build up a 20-point lead and keep it.
And that crown is heavy for UNCW. I mean, everybody in the CAA is they got a bullet, they got a something on their back there. But
speaking of which, I want to take a look. Yeah, we're watching the bottom of the 9th also with the Seawolves, and still tied at 5. So worried about a potential walk-up. What I want to do here is take a quick look at that UNCW score because I have it up here on my computer.
Elon was hanging with them tough, right?
Hold on. They are up 69-66 with 47 seconds left. So, yeah, Campbell was the one who was hanging in touch with them. Elon's playing NCAT later on. So it looks like UNC Wilmington is going to hang on. That's the thing I was a little worried about. I was hoping for an upset there, which would definitely, of course, help the Seawolves. But right now, nobody on, one man out. Let's see who's on the mound for Stony Brook right now. They're leaving Rizzo in there for, this would be a third inning of work for him. But he's facing the bottom of the order right now. I guess they're also saving their arms in case this game does go in extra innings, which, of course, if the Seawolves do what they want to do, will go into extras. But turning back to this game and the fact that now the Seawolves move into, they improved to 9-6 now, 16-11. So they're half a game behind Hofstra, who won earlier today. And they are 2 games behind Charleston for second place and 4 games behind UNCW. UNCW looks like they're going to be pulling away with their 4th straight win. But they have an opportunity to get a bye in the tournament. They are half a game ahead of Monmouth, which is also very good, and they get to meet Monmouth again. So this is now a final stretch that you're looking forward to instead of being worried about.
I just saw Hofstra doesn't play another game. I mean, it makes sense with their 10-6 record. So,
yeah,
we're going to play on Thursday against Monmouth. We get that one, 10-6, 10-6. It's going to be could be a wild atmosphere out there in Nassau County.
Well, that's the beauty of it, and this is the beauty of late season championship week. I have a crowd gathering around my computer right now because Parker Brocious, yes, I believe he is the son of Scott, is now facing John Rizzo here in the 9th inning. So, you know what? Maybe we should put a lid on it tonight because we do, of course, have a lot of work to do on the sports section tomorrow night. Getting on the action, everybody. It's a call-in program, 10 p.m. to midnight on WUSB Radio. But the Stony Brook Seawolves pulling out a big win against Hampton, and every win from this point forward is going to be big, 79-72. So, any further comments on tonight's action?
No, I'm just really looking forward to that. Hope they can win in New Jersey, give some payback to Monmouth, and then I'm looking forward to that Battle of Long Island. I'm a Long Island guy, and that'd be definitely a sweet game. Definitely a sweet win to go in there and beat them again.
Okay, so coming up at Monmouth, as we said on Thursday, 2 days later they get Hofstra. At Hofstra, we'll be bringing that to you as well. And then they finish the regular season against Towson. All of these teams are teams that the Seawolves have to, Towson has dropped out. Well, Towson is supposed to be the best team on paper. Towson dropped their first 4 games, which kind of held them back a little bit as he's out. I'm also looking at close play at first base here in the 9th inning for the Seawolves here. But they're probably they're reviewing it clearly because they're doing it over and over again. But follow it, by the way. It's on ESPN Plus, so you can actually watch that game along with it. And it's probably going to go into extras the way things are going. So we will put a lid on it here. 79-72. Stony Brook beats Hampton. And Kevin, you want to do the closing or should I cut it off? Okay, we will call it a night here. And thank you so much for listening, and please continue to listen to both the WSB Radio YouTube page, 90.1 FM, but also, most importantly, one last thing I want to get in, follow the sideline, the Stony Brook Sideline.substack.com. Okay, that's going to do it here. I'm Matt Mankiewicz, Kevin Weigand, Kevin Broderick. We shall see you tomorrow night.